Good morning, everyone. Welcome to NARBE House. Today, we're going to have a pretty standard stream. We're going to be doing a little bit of Q&A with Ben. We'll be grabbing some of the top comments and questions we get for Ben and for our family, and we're going to be answering them. Depending on how Ben's feeling, we will try to answer as many questions as we can. Usually Ben is good for 3 or 4 questions with some follow-ups. And then Nancy and I will answer whatever questions we can in the time we have. We're also going to be going over a new game update. Ben, as many of you know, received a new game like a month ago. It was a game. Well, the game he received was a game like Simon, if you guys saw the video. He plays that game. He likes that game. He likes memory games. The game we updated before that was his concentration game. So this game I updated to have a competitive mode, and it has 3 different levels to it. So easy, medium, and hard. And the object of the game is to match the cards. So matching the cards to different icons. So we decided that we wanted to make it a little bit more fun for Ben. So I actually added recently, it was just yesterday or the day before, I added his favorite characters from The Simpsons, Futurama, and Aqua Teen. So I added those as the cards to reveal. So instead of having icons, he now has his favorite characters. So we'll be showing that. And also, I added some cool little voiceovers for it. So anytime he matches the characters, a line or a soundbite from the show pops up. So obviously, we don't own the IP. And yes, I'm doing this, but it's for a personal project for Ben. So it's not going to be available for anyone else. It's just for Ben, so that way he can have a little more fun playing a game he likes. So we'll play that today. That'll be fun. Also, we can add more characters and more sound bites pretty quickly. So in time, we might add some new characters and new sound bites just to make it fresh for him. So that way, he has fun playing it constantly. So that's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, and then we have a little bit of Q&A that Nancy and I are going to do at the end. So Ben's usually pretty good for about an hour and a half, and then we end it with Nancy and I just giving some updates about what we're doing with our website, our foundation, things like that. So we're trying to give more information to families like ours on how to build software like we built for Ben, but also how to, and also giving them a community to come to so that way they can get help for building software or help with funding for equipment, hardware, things like that. And just giving them ideas because as a lot of you know, Ben went through a period of time where he didn't have any tech. And because of his condition, it was very complicated and very hard to get him something that's already available. Ben was not very enthused by the traditional adaptive tech that's out there. A lot of them were just phrase boards. So I developed something using ChatGPT that he could use that effectively gives him a lot of control with his computer. So now Ben has a ton of different things he can do, and we'll demonstrate some of that. We try to demonstrate quite a bit of it during the streams, but the idea is to showcase that with AI and with these new tools, we can build stuff custom for people like Ben. And I think there are a lot of families out there all around the world who are probably stuck and don't know about how powerful AI can be for their situation. And the goal here for NARBE House is to, yes, show our family, show Ben. We love championing Ben, obviously. He's the best. But we also want to show the resilience and how anyone can do what we've done. And we want to show how we can help. Not every situation can be helped with AI. I know that. And I know there's a lot of tech out there that already exists that people can use. But this is for those cases where people are stuck and people don't know where to turn. And it might just be, hey, they need a solution here and now that lasts just for a few months before they get their tech, right? And there's a lot that can be done with AI, and we think it's very powerful and very useful. And it's one of those use cases that we really, really want to, push to let people know, hey, we can be helping people like Ben. We can be doing things for people in a big way. And like I said, Ben has access to not just a communication board. He has now a keyboard that does predictive text. He has a way to talk to his Google Nest so he can ask questions to Google. He has a search function now so he can actually search the internet for videos and images. He has a bunch of custom games, which we're constantly updating. He has a bunch of stuff in there now that he can use. And one of the most important things was just access to TV shows and movies. For a long time, Ben could use a remote to change his TV shows and his movies on the TV. And for a long time, he would be stuck watching the same stuff over and over again because his caregivers didn't know to ask the question, or they just took a long time to ask the question, hey, do you even want to watch this anymore? So we made it a mission here to give him the independence and the freedom for the stuff he really wants to do, namely changing his TV shows and movies, playing some games, and being able to talk to us. That's like a side benefit, right? But it's been amazing. He's been asking us questions, he's been practicing, and we love it. So I want to appreciate you guys. I want to just say thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys being here. And we're going to try to do these streams at least twice a week. The plan moving forward is to actually turn these streams into edited content. So we stream for about 2 hours. After we stream for 2 hours, we answer questions from chat and all that stuff and from our comments. And we're also going to be editing it down into about a 30 or 45-minute video, long-form video, twice a week, I assume. We'll see how much I can edit these videos. Maybe we'll hire an editor eventually. We don't make any money, so we can't really pay anyone. But eventually, maybe we could hire an editor to edit our live streams into shorter videos that we could post. Because I know a lot of this stuff people aren't here for. A lot of people are here for the Ben, interactions. So cut right to the Ben interactions, some of our updates, and have a little more fun with it. Let me answer just a couple of questions here before we go upstairs and hang out with Ben. Do you and Ben have other siblings and parents? Do they help out at all? Yeah, so we have an older brother, Brian. He comes out. He lives on the West Coast, but he comes out a couple times a year and hangs out with us and with Ben. We also have my father. He comes over and reads to Ben all the time, every few days and stuff. And we have our mom and stuff who's still in the picture. But, a lot of our parents are kind of aging out of his care. So his care is very complex, and Nancy and I are very protective. We're very vocal about this. So Nancy and I, we really do a lot of it. And we do it because we're kind of OCD and overprotective. Maybe it's not the best for us in the long term, but we haven't gotten burnt out yet. And we've had this question last time about burnout. And it's how we feel about taking on Ben's care and what we're doing for Ben. Ben is our whole life right now. And we're very fortunate and we feel very blessed to be able to do what we do for Ben. And the fact we can make a community out of it online, we think that this is amazing. But yeah, there are situations where, we do need help, and we get it. So let's see. I'm programming with ChatGPT myself. Have you thought about doing any smart house things? Yeah, so Ben does have a little bit of the smart house stuff. It's not turning on lights and stuff, but he does have Google Nest. So it's just a speaker that lives near his on his bureau or on his cabinet, and he can talk to it using his device. So he can ask it questions. He can tell it to fart, tell it jokes, or it could tell him jokes. He can ask for the weather, the time, all this stuff. So play music. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. We do plan to eventually get turning on and off the light, but he could just tell us to do it. We're always there. So we haven't really pushed that yet. There's also a way to add a remote to his device so that way he can control the TV. But we haven't done that either because Ben has his computer right in front of him, and usually he just watches a show or something on his computer. So there's no real reason to give him a TV remote on there, but it's possible. So if other people are interested in getting a TV remote for their system, something that they can make themselves, they don't pay for, they can do it by creating software using ChatGPT and having it hook into their TV, depending on what their TV is. Works really well with Roku. I know it works with Vizio. I don't know about other brands, but definitely possible to at least control a TV. So yeah, thanks guys for being here. We're going to head upstairs in just a moment. So just to quickly run down what we're going to be doing today. Today we're gonna hang out with Ben. Ben's gonna answer some questions. We're gonna do a little banter, see what's up with Ben. Feel free to ask questions in chat. We're gonna try to get to at least 3 or 4 of them for Ben. He gets a little tired typing on his keyboard, but we're gonna get through that. Then we're gonna show his new concentration game update. So, in fact, before we go upstairs, let me show you his new concentration game, just so you guys can see it full screen on my computer. It is very cool. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see here. All right, here we go. This is going to be Ben's new concentration game that you guys can see. So we'll do single player, we'll do medium. I'll just bust through it. I'll turn on the audio so you guys can hear it.
The professor.
So it just has a bunch
Carl.
of his favorite
Nibbler.
characters.
Carl.
So we'll do Carl. Carl's right here.
Carl.
Carl's here.
Carl.
Get out of my freaking pool!
So it just has a bunch of silly stuff that Ben loves. Just a bunch of sound bites, a lot of one-liners and stuff that Ben appreciates and enjoys. I love it too. So
Moses Lack. Kip Crocker.
creating this was really
Zap
fun.
Brannigan. Nibbler.
If you guys
Crocker.
are
Kip Crocker.
familiar with
Kip Crocker.
Futurama,
Kip Crocker.
Timeless.
I just made it more fun, so he can laugh while he's playing. So it has a bunch of different voiceovers per character, so they're not all the same. It randomizes. So the next time Ben plays, he's not going to hear these same voiceovers. So I added like I said, 3 or 4 different ones. I can add more, and it'll just randomize which one gets played. So anytime he plays, he'll expect like a different result. So it's cool. We can add a ton of characters to it and a ton of different voiceovers. Like I said, this isn't something that we're going to make available to the public, but this is a specific thing for Ben that I created just to give him a little bit more amusement out of his device. So it's pretty cool. He loves this game. We're creating more games for him. In one of our videos, I had mentioned that we are working on a maze game, which is something that I'm still working on. It's a little more complex, so it might take me a little while to do, and I can only work on it I've only been working on it a couple hours every few weeks. So it would be nice to get that one done because I feel like that would be really fun for him. But that one's also very story driven, and creating the story also takes some time. So if you are interested in joining our Discord server and helping us with some of the gaming elements, that could be stories, it could be art, it could be music, it could be doing the vibe coding itself, coming in and saying, hey, I can help you build this thing. Come on in. We're always looking for volunteers. We always make content about it. And, if you're someone who's, on social media, we'll love to give you a shout out and have you be a part of our team. So don't be afraid to join our Discord because that's what it's there for. And we're trying to give back to as many people as we can with this type of stuff. So Thanks guys for being here. So this was Ben's game. This is his new concentration game. We're probably going to play this in a little while with Ben. We have a competitive mode and a casual competitive mode. So Nancy and I will play against Ben. We'll see if we can beat him. He's actually really good at concentration. His memory is pretty insane, short-term memory. So yeah. So there's that. Very exciting. Very cool. Let me close this. Okay. Then after we play the game, depending on what Ben wants to do, it'll be a surprise. Ben will probably choose what we do next time. Maybe we'll go to the park. Maybe we'll play a different game. Maybe we'll take a walk. We'll see. We do get some internet service down by the beach, so maybe we'll do like an intermission, go hang out down by the beach for the next stream. But that's for the next stream. And then at the end, like I said, we're going to be hanging out and discussing stuff with myself and Nancy. And yeah, it'll be good stuff. It'll be good times. That was my computer, not yours, by the way. So let me send our chat upstairs. And we will be able to see your chat upstairs. So let me cast the screen upstairs. And we'll head up. Yeah, so we have a pretty cool system. How we do our chat interaction on upstairs. So basically, my computer screen just gets cast to the TV upstairs, and then I can bring a camera upstairs, which casts wirelessly to my computer. After you introduce a new game or element, how many iterations does it take for you to perfect it? Dale, welcome in. So for us, so the way it works for me is I actually use two different chat prompts, right? So I use one chat prompt for like the scaffolding, right? Basically creating, if I have a game already developed that works, I basically send that game to one instance, right? It's one prompt session. And I say, here's what I'm trying to do. Let's not code. Let's figure out what we need to do to make this work. So I give it my ideas. So in this case, I told ChatGPT specifically, I said, hey, Ben has all these icons in this game. I would like to change the icons to characters, and I would like to change the voiceovers from it's a match, which is what it used to say, to a voiceover of the character, which I'll export, I'll make MP3s out of. So I basically said, hey, here is a folder filled with, characters in PNGs of characters, right? And here's a folder of voiceovers. How do I get these to work in this game instead of using icons in the default mode? So it walks me through it. Once it walks me through it, I actually take that and I put it into Copilot on my Visual Studio Code. And then I kind of go through the iterations myself, and I just I play with it a bit. Might maybe take me 4 or 5 tries to make it work perfectly. Sometimes it messes up the scanning, or sometimes maybe the timing is off of the audio. It's something little things that I just have to talk to ChatGPT and say, hey, this is what's happening. How do I fix it? Gives me some information, and then I feed it to Visual Studio, and then it fixes it for me. So I don't really need to know the code. Even though like I'm learning more about the code, I don't really need to know much about it. I just need to know how to tell the LLM what to do. So yeah, I think that it's really good to build a scaffolding, to build just a concept initially. If you can build a concept, feed it to ChatGPT, and then figure out like how you want to build it. So a lot of my stuff is built in Python because that's most of Ben's software. So the concentration game is built in Python. This game technically could be built in HTML5, React, you name what you want to build it in, you could build it. I usually recommend people, I don't know what you're building currently, but I usually recommend to people, if you're just playing around with this, just if you want to just do it on your phone, you can do HTML5 and prompt ChatGPT kind of what you want. If it's like a web app, prompt what you want, have it give you the HTML5 code, see what it looks like, and just play with it a bit. It took me a long time to figure out what I was doing, and it all came down to just kind of doing step-by-step prompting, right? Building the idea out, making sure ChatGPT can relay what it thinks I want. So it gives me like all the information. I read it and I say, okay, this sounds like what I want. I say, okay, let's build like the framework, right? Let's just build like a basic piece of it. If that looks good, I say, okay, let's build the next layer. So you kind of have to understand it in layers. That in itself might be something you need to practice or learn, which is also something I want to mention actually before we go upstairs. Every month now, starting next month, on our Discord, I am going to be doing a live vibe coding session where I'm walking people through my process. And I'm going to be walking people through how to create their own apps if they would like to create accessibility apps for themselves. Games, maybe some tools, maybe just some improvement life stuff, quality of life stuff. If you're interested and you'd like to join us for that, feel free to join our Discord. I'll announce it on the Discord when I'm doing that. I'll probably record the session. It probably won't be on YouTube, but we will probably take that session, edit it, and then put it on our Patreon site when we get our Patreon site running. So that's what we'll do. Nancy's coming downstairs. What's up? Chat larger? Yeah, I made it larger, but we're going to miss, it'll be really big.
Okay, so,
yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did it. Okay, it's larger. Nancy wanted the chat larger. No, it's good. I got it up. It's larger. Okay. Even having it walk you through what you need for GitHub. Yeah, so that's another thing too. I don't know anything really about GitHub. I know more now, but for a long time I was like, GitHub, what do I do with this? I still just use what ChatGPT gives me for the GitHub stuff. So even my README, I make sure that is, what people would be looking for. I try to make it plain English, but ChatGPT kind of builds it out. Same thing with the licenses to make sure it's open source. I don't want to, this is something I want people to have, people, it's funny. People ask all the time, hey, are you going to, are you going to what do you call it? Patent this? I'm like, no. Like this is something that if someone steals and tries selling, you know, whatever. I would like our community to get big enough so that way if someone tries to steal it, people will look at it and say, this is just what NARBE House built, or NARBE House is trying to push. So this is free. You don't need to buy this, you know? So I'm hoping people don't get fleeced and get scammed because of what I built. This stuff will always be free. I don't know if it'll ever be packaged because it is what they call spaghetti code. It's what ChatGPT spits out. A lot of the stuff isn't cleaned up. There's a lot of dead code in there. But for us specifically, and for a lot of families out there, it doesn't have to be a packaged product. It just needs to be a program that works for their loved one. So the way I built this was so that way it is an effective tool for Ben. It's not going to be something that's going to be plug and play for everyone else. However, I will say this. We do want to help people by giving them our software. And this is for like maybe people out there who don't have the time or aren't technical, building them something custom. Maybe it's based on Ben's software, putting it on some hardware, and then bringing it to them, delivering it to them, and showing them how to use it. So that way they have something. That is our, like, one of our big missions, long-term missions, is to be able to do that. If I can do that for some families, you know, and it could be as simple as just using Ben's setup, very similar setup to Ben's, and just saying, hey, here it is. Here's how to use it. You know, we have a community available. If you'd like to learn how to modify it, join our community. Here's your hardware. Here's your buttons. Here's your setup. You know, here's the mounting equipment. I would love to be able to do that for some families, and it would be something that our foundation basically funds and gets to families who need it. And really that would be a dream come true for me, because I know that if there was someone out there who did that for Ben, it would be amazing. Ben probably would have had something sooner. But with that being said, I'm very grateful for being able to do this myself, so we can move forward with this mission, because, you know, I don't know if everything happens for a reason, but, you know, I do believe in having gratitude and following the signs. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be able to do this for Ben and help other families if we can. So let's head upstairs. Let's go hang out with Ben. Let me make sure my camera works. Let's make sure it's getting the right mic input. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it is cool. So if you guys see this camera, it's pretty cool, right? So I've explained this before, but, you know, I'm very happy with how the camera setup works. The camera is oh, by the way, guys, before I go into the camera, the quality is always a little lower on YouTube. If you're here on YouTube, we have the same account name on Twitch. It's just twitch.tv/NARBE House. It's a little bit higher quality on Twitch. So if you want to go to Twitch, that's okay. You can follow us on Twitch or just stay on YouTube. It doesn't matter, one or the other. We are going to be cutting this video up and putting it out as a long form video in a few days. So if you missed the video, or maybe you don't want to watch right now, that's all right. This is mostly for people who just want to have a live interaction, hang out with us and Ben. Just a heads up. Yeah. So yeah, this camera setup is, it just does a live broadcast to our home server. So we can stream from anywhere in the world as long as we have internet connection. Just make sure that my server is running. Sometimes the server turns off upstairs. So let me just do that real quick. You know, sometimes it happens. Technical stuff. No stream is perfect. Wish I could stay the entire time, but I'll have to get back to work in a few minutes. All right, Dale, thanks for hanging out while you could, at least. You know, no big deal. You gotta go, you gotta go. I get it. We're still gonna be doing the same stuff here. And we'll have a VOD available for the whole stream, and we'll also have a long-form video that we'll cut up to kind of get rid of some of this stuff that you don't need to see. A lot of people don't want to watch. Yep, I don't think my server's running, so. It is not. So I run this through something called Nginx. It's a RTMP server. So like I said, a lot of this stuff no one's really interested in, but I'm gonna I have to do a little bit of technical stuff while we live stream. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of it. But I will make sure I cut this out for the long form video. Okay, server should be running now, hopefully. There we go. All right, so we're live, and let me stream this to mobile. Here we go. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. Let's see if that works. Yes, you can. All right, so we're going to head upstairs, hang out with Ben and Nance. If you guys notice, I have like a little workout equipment down here. This guy right there, that I have a back injury, so I've needed that to help fix my back, so I don't get surgery. But chances of me getting surgery are actually pretty high, unfortunately. But I'll talk about that maybe a little later. All right, here's Ben. Uh-oh. You coughing? You okay? Oh, hello. Do you want to answer a few questions from Twitch? You want to go to your keyboard? So everyone say good morning to Ben. Here's the man of the hour.
Concentration. Back.
And we can do a fundraising stream
Back.
on YouTube. I mean, on Instagram.
Okay.
Back to main menu.
One day.
Fundraising. Pretty cool.
Entertainment. Communication. Settings. Communication. Communication menu. ULF. Back. Keyboard.
All right. So
Keyboard.
here we are with Ben.
Controls. A, B, C, D, E, F.
All right. Well, we got a question. I don't think we have any.
H, I, J, K, L.
We don't have any questions in chat, so we can answer some questions on from the comments. I think Nancy has some comments.
Yeah, I have some comments. Hold on, let me. Oh my
Oh,
God.
careful.
MNOPQR.
You okay?
GHIJKL.
Nancy's having one of those days.
ABCDEF.
Let me set up Instagram
Controls.
real quick. I feel like we should do Instagram like once a week and like
Predictive
TikTok
text.
once a week or whatever.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Not a big deal because it's not really our main
YZ1, 2,
thing.
3.
But
STUBWX.
I'm gonna pull up the questions from.
MNOPQR.
Okay. You don't have to hold it down, Ben. If we're not typing, you don't have to hold it down. I'm gonna move your head a little. Okay.
STUBWX.
You don't have to click it. You don't have to click it. It makes a lot of noise, so you don't have to click it if you're not typing anything yet.
There goes Ben.
Here's Ben, everyone. How about this, Ben? How are you feeling today?
Oh, that's a good question.
MNOPQR. GHIJKL. G.
The railing's in the way.
It's not there yet. It's not there yet. Oh, you don't have your glasses on. You probably need your glasses, don't you?
Glasses.
That'd probably be helpful, wouldn't it? I was like, you can't see anything without your glasses. All right, let me throw your glasses on. So because you don't have an O, it's not going to be in predictive text because you've said all this stuff before. So you need an O. So now it's in predictive text. Ben's having is today. Wait. Before you answer, is today a little bit of a hard day for you? You having a harder day today? Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to answer a ton of stuff. You can just do yes and no questions. You can answer this one if you're up for it. Happy Friday, Ben. Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah. All right, go for it. It's in predictive text. See it right there.
GHIJKL.
So Ben's answering. How are you doing today?
Google. Got. Good. Going. Gonna. Got.
Hello, everyone on Instagram. Hi, Instagram people. So we're streaming on 3 different platforms right now. Is this Instagram or TikTok? Instagram. Hi, Instagram. We're streaming on 3 platforms. We can't see Instagram chat right now. It's hard for us to catch up on Instagram chat. So if you leave comments or chat on Instagram, just know we may not get to you. If you want to chat with us live, we actually do have a YouTube and Twitch live stream going on right now, which we see on our TV. So if you guys want to go in and join our YouTube channel or Twitch channel, it's the same name, NARBE House. You can just Google it or just go to YouTube and type it in. You'll see the live is on. So if you guys want to join us there, please do. You can do it mobily and send us messages. That's always cool. But yeah, if you guys are just here to hang out and watch what we're doing, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So Ben's answering the question. Sorry, Ben, I'm talking over you. I'm just talking to people in chat. He's answering the question, how are you? So. That's our dog barking. Hopefully you guys aren't going deaf. I have to close this door. He hears a dog or sees a dog across the street and then he just has to bark. Dog things. Just dog things.
Gone.
Having a hard time? Let me help you. Here you go.
Gonna. Going. Good.
There you go. Turn your head. You can do it. Turn to the bathroom. There you go. Good. There you go.
Good.
Good. So, can I explain to people what's going on with you? Yeah? Okay. So, right means yes, left means no for Ben. When he's not using his keyboard, you say, hey, why didn't he just say it on his keyboard? Well, here's the thing. Ben's condition seems to cause him to have good days and bad days. There are some days where he is very energetic and he can type all day. Sometimes it just happens later in the day and he's just like, hey, I'm feeling great again. I can type like crazy. He was having an okay day earlier. Seems like he slowed down. It's just his condition. His condition just unfortunately, is progressive. And sometimes he has days where it's like, I can barely move my head, dude. What the heck? A lot of times it's like when we're doing these types of things, it's to raise awareness for leukodystrophy. This is just the nature of the disease. And yeah, it's just how it is. So today we're probably going to do, if he can answer another question, we'll do it. If anything, we'll do yes and no questions. And we'll do that. Would you like to just answer yes and no questions? Would that be better for you today? No? You want to actually answer them on? Yeah, it's okay. It's up to you. No? You want... Okay, let me ask you again. Do you want to answer yes and no questions? Yes. Okay. So you want to go to your basic thing? So let's go to basic, and then we'll just do yes and no a little bit. And we'll answer a couple questions if that's cool with you. Is that cool with you? Yes? Okay, go for it.
Entertainment. Communication. Entertainment.
Cool.
Communication. Communication menu.
So sometimes I can feel when Ben is going a certain way, and I can help him through it. So since he's a little weaker today, I will feel where he's going, and I will help him with it. So I just got to feel like which way he's turning his head. because having it too close. We're working on new buttons. We actually have someone in our Discord who's helping us with potentially changing the sensitivity of his buttons, so that way. Oh, are you okay?
Back.
Oh God.
Keyboard.
You
Basic.
press back.
Basic.
There you go. So you all right? You doing okay? Yeah. You want to tell me with this?
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put my hands on his buttons, and then I can kind of feel where he's trying to press, and then I can help him with the actual pressing. And that way he doesn't get stuck or his head doesn't get tired. And it's just a little easier. I can just feel the micro movements, and I can help him with his keyboard. So it's a little bit of it's me being a little more assistive, so that way you can do it. So when we play our concentration game, which we're going to play in a little while, he'll do that, and I'll have my hands here, so that way I can feel which way he's trying to go, so that way he can select the objects on the screen. How it works is it scans through with his left button. If he holds it down, it auto scans, and with his right button, it'll select that object or that item. So that's what we're doing here. So let's answer a few questions. Let's see, a few questions. We got happy Thursday, Ben and family. Hi, Sherry, welcome in. Ben, you're fine. We just love you at all times. Love seeing it all. God bless you all. Thanks, Donna. Welcome in. Praying for you, and I'll be blessed. Thank you. Ben's condition only affect his body. Is it painful? Hey, Ben, is your condition painful?
No.
No. Ben's condition is not painful, which honestly we're very, very happy, because that would be miserable for him. So he has tough days, but luckily Ben hasn't been in pain. So, and we're always trying to keep on top of that. He does get anxiety. Can I talk about that a little bit? Is that okay if I talk about it?
Yes.
Okay. So Ben does get anxiety. He actually has anxiety meds. He doesn't use them very often, but when he does get anxiety, he's nervous about things like his breathing, which can be very scary. So yeah, so like when his breathing is labored, it gives him a lot of anxiety. So sometimes we'll use some anxiety meds for him when he wants it. It's up to him. He'll ask for it. He actually has specific hotkeys to tell us if he wants something like that, so he doesn't have to type out the whole sentence. He has a lot of quick phrases on his computer that he can get to. So if he needs medication, or if he's tired, or if he's in his chair and he wants to get back in bed, it just says, I want to get back in bed, or it says, I'm tired. A lot of times he'll actually type it out, though, because he wants to type something new or specific, which is very cool. He's getting pretty good at typing. We're very proud of him for doing that, because it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been something he's done in a long time. Let's see. Wanted to say hi between some work. Hi, Tabs. Welcome in. Just got a directed session. How are we doing today? We're doing pretty good. Ben's having a little bit of a tough day, but he said he's feeling good today. So he's just a little slow. Also helps that Ari works with Ben on his stretches, so he doesn't get too stiff and tense. Yeah, so we do morning stretches. He gets arm splints. He gets a little bit of leg stretches at night. Just to keep him from getting too spastic. He also has a brace at night that keeps his leg from, we call it scissoring. It's basically adducting over his right leg. So we have a little brace there, so that way he doesn't do that, which is very helpful. He's expressed that has helped him a lot, because it is very uncomfortable, especially, if you can imagine crossing your legs and you can't stop your legs from crossing. Imagine how annoying that must be. So having the little brace for him, it's literally a Velcro strap that holds his leg in place, and he can break it. He can, with enough force, it'll snap, which is fine. Obviously, we don't want it to be holding his leg down, but it's just enough to keep his knee outward, which is really cool. Glad to see everyone today. Tabs, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. We're slowly getting more people to come through on our live streams, and a lot of our live streams now are just hanging out with Ben and talking about what we're doing. What other questions we got?
Good to see you, Tabs.
Did Ben ever write about his experience and how the condition progressed? It would be interesting to hear all of your experiences in depth. So I don't want to speak specifically for Ben. So let me ask.
You have asked him this in the past.
So Ben, the question is, instead of could, let's say, would you ever write about your experience with how the condition progressed? No. So, is it safe to say? Could it be safe to say that you don't really think too deeply about that stuff? what I could say. Oh, you're gonna hold it down.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ben doesn't like to focus on his leukodystrophy. He wants to know what's going on when he needs to know, but he doesn't like to talk about it too much. It's something that he's not really interested in usually.
The other thing that I want to express is Ben hasn't had that formal training, and he doesn't have, I wouldn't say he doesn't have the vocabulary, but he struggles to find the vocabulary without like the memorization. A lot of his typing and spelling relies on just memorization. We've asked Ben multiple times if he can sound things out in his head. He says no. So a lot of the stuff he says is based on memorization with us working with him. So while he does say some pretty incredible things, he relies on his predictive text and kind of what he hears to get him to the next thing. So imagine this. Ben wants to say something like, "I'm feeling good." In his mind, he's not specifically thinking that. He just knows that feeling is the word he needs to use to express good. So that's something he's learned. So he'll go through and be like, "I know good starts with a G," and do that. So I'll ask Ben directly, "Ben, do you sound out words in your head? Are you able to sound out words inside your head?"
Yes.
You can? Okay, he can today.
Yes.
So we'll say yes. Okay. So before he said no, today he says yes.
And, you know, he's been practicing with the typing and the back and forth communication.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't had full-on conversations back and forth with people for very long. It's only been 8 to 9 months now.
Yeah.
Before, everything was either a yes and no.
Yeah.
Now he's getting better. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So he's doing much better, and I do know. You know what I noticed? Hey Ben, I'm gonna talk about this. I do notice that Ben, when he is working out a sound or a word, he will effectively use his mouth slightly to sound out the word. So every now and then, if he's saying the word "like," I'll see that his mouth will make like an L sound, like his L will pop out.
I think he's doing it right
Yeah, there
now.
it is.
Are you saying L?
I don't know if you guys can see it, but his tongue is out right now. So he can do some of that stuff on command. So a lot of people have asked this question saying, "Hey, can Ben use his mouth for input methods?" And I usually say no because it's unreliable. But if I were to say, "Hey, Ben, one input method, is the letter L," and he just makes the L sound in his head and has his tongue do it, there is a potential that could be used as an input. So since he likes the buttons right now, for sure, but he's having like a rough day today. So in the future, and even in the next few months, I'm going to be looking into how we can use those types of inputs, right? The fact he can make an L sound or a W sound, and he tries to put his mouth together, can that be used as an input method? So for example, if he's looking at his screen and he wants to scan, instead of pressing a button, he can tell his mind, "I want to make an L sound," and that would effectively be an input method with some EEG or EMG readers, right? It's also a question about if a brain-computer interface would work. But we've talked about this before. Ben isn't necessarily, Ben isn't very enthused about getting surgery on his brain to control a computer. But it could change in the future. You never know. Right now, he's not into it. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you teach him the words? So Ben already knew how to spell
Some stuff. Ben,
some stuff.
Yeah.
He went through school. He graduated from high school. They didn't focus on what a lot of kids would do he was in a special education, so it was a little different. But when we had the keyboard, we started trying to...
Here a little. You're being blocked by the computer.
Okay.
There you are, right there.
When he first started typing with the computer, we wanted to gauge how much he knew how to spell. He started off spelling with the right letter. The first letter he usually did, it was correct.
Yeah.
But then we found out over time as we were trying to help him spell words he was dyslexic.
Right.
So we were trying to teach him, you know,
Memorization.
Memorization. And trying to sound out words. We actually sound out words for him.
Yep.
So, for example, we would say Ben. He would know how to spell Ben, B, and I says N. What would sound like? And he would
and Ben
figure out the letter.
That's not a great example because he knew how to spell his name.
Well, but for example, another word.
All right. So another word, like, it's a good example, is like the word let's say that, right? So that it's not intuitive for him, or it wasn't intuitive for him for it to be THAT, right? But he knows that now very well. The idea was just repetition, right? We would repeat going through the sounds, and we did it all the time. My dad did it with him, came over and did a bunch of reading with my father. And my dad still does it. He came over this morning and did it. He's in chat right now, so I don't know if my dad's still here. Hi, Dad. My dad came over, read with Ben, got Ben used to it. Nancy and I would play word games with him. So like we would just type it. Before he had his software, I figured out how to get a Chrome plugin that would do text to speech, and I would write out a word. I wouldn't say the word. I would say, Ben, try reading this. And Ben would it was usually silly words, stuff that he would get. And I would just say, like, or small sentences, just to make sure Ben could read it and see it. And he'd have his glasses on and just make sure he could see it. So understand this too. Ben has a condition called nystagmus. So his eyes don't focus so well. So it takes him a while to put together the letters because he has to like focus individually on each letter to put together the word in his head. And a lot of that is like image recognition. So with that being said, you know, once we were able to do that a lot, we gave him, and he got the software, we gave him a game called Word Jumble, which he barely plays, right? Do you barely play that game?
Yes.
It's pretty boring? Is that game pretty boring? Is that why?
Yes.
Is it hard?
Yes.
So it's just to help him with his spelling, and it's just a game that shows the words in a jumble. It gives him a sentence, says the word, and then he just has to put the words in the right order, and the letters in the right order. And it's a game to help him with his spelling, and I think it's helped. Do you think it's helped? Do you think that game has helped you at all?
Yes.
Okay. So he has that game, and we just work on it. And every day we work on it. Every morning, you know, like we did, hey, what's today? And he spelled Thursday. We said, oh, what are we doing today? So we spelled, he's never spelled the word streaming before. So we helped him spell the word streaming. So now he knows how to spell the word streaming. Whether he remembers it or not, I don't know. You know, we'll see. Do you think you remember how to spell the word streaming?
Yes.
Can you? Really? Do you remember it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he remembers. Okay. Yeah, so we just worked with him. So there was a question earlier. Would there be any way to use your guys' technologies to help other people? Did you guys develop it, or was it already existing? Wasn't there another one before that? Oh,
Yeah,
no. Okay.
Yeah. How did Nancy, Ari, did you guys have experience in caregiving? What sparked you guys to become full-time caregivers?
Want me to answer that?
Well, yeah, sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So I'll answer this in. Do you need,
Okay.
do you need
How
suction?
about you explain while I
Yes.
suction?
I can't explain why you're suctioning because it's loud. So
Oh.
Nancy's gonna suction Ben. Maybe we should just,
Can I
Ben.
turn
Can
this
we
off?
can we show this? I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to show this.
I don't know if people want.
I don't think you guys want to see this. Okay.
I don't.
So
love it.
we'll have Nancy suction Ben, and we'll turn off the mics temporarily
Turn that to.
so you guys can look at me. You guys on Instagram will still hear it. I am going to just mute our sound for a second. We will get to the other questions in just a second. Nancy is going to suction Ben, so I'm going to go muted just for a sec. it okay that we answer some of these questions about the caregiving stuff? Okay. All right. So sorry, guys. So to talk about the caregiving, how we became Ben's caregivers. So caregivers, just to go back in time, before we knew about Ben's diagnosis, we just knew that he had leukodystrophy, and there was a hope that Ben's condition would stabilize. We figured maybe after his growth spurt, you know, maybe like after his brain grows 25 or something, he would just kind of stay the same, you know, still have some use of his hands and stuff, whatever. But it never happened. So we didn't have genetic testing. My family didn't pursue it. The pandemic hit. So Ben was doing fine. He was going through high school. He graduated high school. He was in like a program after high school, which brought him up till he was 21. It's like this special program for him. Once he turned 21, they have to turn him over and he goes back into the real world. So we documented that. We started a documentary. Nancy and I did. Back in 2016, we started it. 2017, we did a bunch of filming, and we had been filming him, you know, year after year. And as we were filming him, we were noticing he was still progressing. And during the pandemic specifically, we traveled for Nancy's job as a respiratory therapist. I worked remotely, and we were able to come to New England. That's where we are right now. And we were able to hang out with Ben. And we saw that he lost a lot of weight. He was pretty malnourished. He didn't have a feeding tube at the time.
Yes.
Feeding tube at the time. You okay? Yes.
Do you want me to suction?
Do you want suction again? Yes.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
All right.
Yeah.
I will.
Sorry, guys.
To be concluded. Hold on.
Yes.
Not having a great day.
Not a great day. So we'll see how long this is. But I'll finish this question. So during the pandemic, Nancy had a job as a respiratory therapist. We were able to visit Ben. We saw his condition was progressing even further. He was losing weight and stuff. So
Yes.
Nancy and I advocated for him. We get a question about like why wasn't this stuff being done for him before we got there, and it was a failing on a lot of parts. He didn't really have a great staff, CNA and basically caregiver staff. My mom had worked full time, and I think, you know, a lot of people just thought it was going to be taken care of, and they thought that his progression, the seizures, the malnourishment stuff, they thought it was just his condition. I knew more could have been done for him. Nancy did too, and we just stepped in and we just really advocated and said we could do more. And we just spent a lot of time hanging out with Ben and doing everything we possibly could with Ben to make sure it wasn't just his condition. So we worked to get him a feeding tube. We worked to get him more therapies. And once he started getting more nutrition with a feeding tube and stuff, we saw that he started to come back to life a bit. And Nancy and I realized that initially she was just on a contract basis. So it was like, you know, every 3 to 6 months she would get a renewal for a contract. And we thought we were going to be moving back to the West Coast and we would just come visit Ben still. But we realized that our place was to be here with Ben and to take care of Ben, or not just take care of Ben, but just be here as an advocate for Ben. He could have stayed at my mom's house. He could have done whatever he wanted. He could still go back there if he wants. There's still room for him there. But we renovated a house we built nearby. We renovated a house we bought nearby, which is just like 10 miles away from my mom's place. And we said, hey, Ben, if you want, you can stay the weekend with us. We made it handicap accessible. We got the bathroom working for him. It's like a perfect layout for Ben. And we did this specifically so that way Ben could have another place to be, right? Just so we could really help him out. And he stayed here a couple weekends and he said he wants to stay here for good. So Nancy and I made a decision. We were both working still. We said, okay, we'll make this work. We'll figure out how to do what we need to do for Ben while we're working. So I worked remotely. I was at home all the time. I took care of Ben most days. Nancy worked 3 days a week. The days she had off, we just took care of Ben. He's a 24-hour guy, but we just took care of it ourselves. We found out that his care through the state could actually
fund for the personal choice program.
Right. So it could fund us or anyone he chooses, not us, but it could fund anyone he chooses to be his caregiver. So we had a conversation with Ben and said, hey, instead of getting the care through the state, would you like to direct your care? He said yes, and I said, that means Nancy and I can get paid to take care of you, and then we don't have to work as much. Either we can work part-time, or we can quit our jobs and just focus on Ben. So that's what we did. We quit our jobs, and we decided to focus on Ben. It took us a while to quit. I was still working while I was taking care of Ben. She was working while we were taking care of Ben, doing the same thing. But eventually we quit our jobs, and we said, hey, I want to put all of my energy into Ben, what we're doing with Ben. And eventually that sparked an idea, especially after we did the software, to do more stuff on social media. And that's it. That's really all it is. And, you know, I know it was probably difficult for my mom to realize that she was aging out of his care. And I'm sure it stung a bit seeing how well he's doing under our care. But I always there was a cascade of failings that happened. And I don't want to say it's anyone's fault. It literally just got out of hand and the pandemic exacerbated things. So I never want anyone to think that I put a blame on someone. Ben is doing great right now, all things considered, and we were lucky to be there. I mean, I don't know if it was a divine intervention or what, but we are here. Ben's doing awesome. We're doing amazing things, and you know, I don't blame anyone. I think that this is just kind of how things had to happen. I feel bad that people, you know, take this and see it negatively. You know, maybe they see that Ben got into a bad place and it was someone's fault. I don't blame anyone, you know. I even asked Ben, do you remember it being bad, you know, back then? And he basically says no, but I'll ask him right now, do you remember it being bad back then? Like, do you remember like it being really shitty back in the day? Can I help you?
Yes.
Yes, so he does. So he remembers, but I think he feels like it's better now. For a long time, he was like, he didn't know how to compare it, right? So that's another thing too, is he couldn't compare his living situation now versus his living situation back then until he came to live here. So he realizes he's getting a lot more now than he did back then. And, you know, like I said, it's apples and oranges type of thing. I mean, obviously, objectively, we feel like, you know, he's doing much better here. But, you know, there's a lot of different lenses you can view this through. And I always try to think of it that way, because if I think of the negative, it just puts me in a negative place, and that's toxic. And my vision has always been, we're here for a reason. We're doing this for a reason. Ben's okay. And we're pulling through, and we're helping people. We're helping Ben, and we're helping other people. And that's really what's important.
Yeah. And we didn't have any caregiving experience in the past before taking on Ben's care full time. I have a background in healthcare. I was a respiratory therapist for, I think, 12 years. Before that, I was a medical assistant. So I knew a lot about healthcare in general. And then Ari spent a lot of time with Ben, so he already knew most of his routines. And then when he started living with us full time, we had to take his current routine and modify it and figure out the best schedule for all of us.
Yeah.
And now
we have it down. We have it down.
We have it down pretty well.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, so
right now.
So long story short, Ben was in a weird place before. We were able to come into his life at a perfect time. Nancy and I made the decision to do this, and it's been the greatest decision for all of us. It's given us so much life, purpose, meaning, and just it's been great. And like I said, there's no negativity in this. It's all positivity. And for anyone who sees our story and sees like some negative aspect, the negative aspect is just knowing that Ben got to a rough place, but he's not in that rough place anymore. And we're trying to help other families see what we're doing with Ben, so that way no one else can go into that rough place, and make sure no one else lives in silence like Ben was living in silence. The fact that, just going into the technology side, the fact that AI exists and we can build stuff custom for someone like Ben is so powerful, and I want people to see that. That's why we have a foundation. Oh, bless you, the power of the sneeze.
Bless you.
Yes.
So that's why we have a foundation now to help families like ours with technology. And we had a question earlier. Is there any way your guys' technology will help others? Yeah, so we keep our software on GitHub. It's free, it's open source. Anyone can use it. And we're trying to show people how they can use it for themselves or for their family members. We have a Discord server, and I said this earlier, but maybe some people weren't here. But next month, I'm going to be starting to do a live interaction and session on Discord, and I'm going to record it for our Patreon. So that way we can teach families how to do this stuff. And it's going to be on our Discord. Our Discord is free and open to everyone. I'm going to be editing it down and putting it in our Patreon. Our Patreon is going to go launch. That's just to help support our family with what we're doing. But it's not. No one needs to feel obligated to go to the Patreon. That's just a place that way we can put our highly edited stuff for specific things and kind of behind the scenes stuff out for people to get to. But yeah, the idea is join our Discord if you're interested in using this stuff. We are going to be doing sessions. It is not super hard. There is a little bit of a learning curve with this stuff, but AI is getting so much better that building this type of stuff is getting easier and easier. And we're trying to show that so that way no one has to live in silence, okay? Ben has so much stuff now available to him that he's never had before.
Yeah, and it's awesome. We want people to know that there are so many more individuals out there that are nonverbal and have the capability that Ben has, like to type and to have conversations, and it means so much. Like he can express himself, we can ask him questions and know how he's feeling, so we can stay on top of his medical care. And he just enjoys talking to us. He doesn't want to talk to us all day because like we're talking about this and it's probably boring him.
Are you bored right now? Ben, are you bored with this?
He's probably bored.
No? Are you bored with this at all? I'll help you. No, you like hearing about yourself.
No.
Yeah.
No, you like hearing.
Okay.
Do you like hearing about yourself?
Yes.
He's not a modest
No.
guy at all.
Ben, that's why he has a.
No.
All right, to be real, this is why Ben has his face on a T-shirt. We were like, hey, Ben, do you want to have your own social media and have people see you and stuff? He said, here.
Yes.
And I said, do you want to have a logo and stuff?
Yes.
So Ben is like, he likes this stuff. And, we like doing it for him. It's too bad it's a rough day, so I'm sure he would spell some stuff for us, but we're just, yes and no questions are really easy for him. And we know Ben pretty well, so asking these questions and kind of talking for him in a lot of ways. I don't think he minds, but sometimes if he didn't want us to say something, he would tell us. So would you tell us if you hated something?
Yes.
Are you okay with everything we just said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So.
Yeah. But yeah, most of the time, yeah, he's okay with it. But we always like to double check because he has a keyboard now. He can do all this.
I think it's very important for people to see that Ben has agency. So, there's another question about, so not sound weird, does Ben sign stuff? So Ben doesn't have a guardian. Ben is his own man. That's another thing we did when he came to live with us. We got him a new ID. We got him new signature stamps. We actually got him a separate bank account. So we just wanted Ben to have, we track everything for Ben. Ben has access to everything. If he wanted to buy something for himself, he can. All the time we're asking him if he needs something or wants something specific. Usually doesn't, but we always have that in case. When we go out and do things and he needs to sign something, he has a signature stamp. He agrees or disagrees, especially when he does medical stuff. He has a stamp. He always is involved. Nothing is ever done to Ben. Ben is always involved. And I think that's something that people need to realize. And there's a lot of situations that we know where someone might be nonverbal and quadriplegic, and they get taken advantage of. And I think some people, not everyone, but there are some people who might see our situation and think that, because I think it's rare for someone like Nancy and I to do what we're doing. But I assure you, like, this is something that we love doing. We love being with Ben. This is like second nature for us at this point. And like, Ben's our best friend. He hangs out with us just because he has this condition, you know. He's still my little brother, you know. He's still my little broski that I'm gonna bust his balls, right? He's gonna bust my balls. That's just what we do. And like any of my family, they're gonna be taken care of, right? Ben just happens to be the one who needs a lot, so we're here to take care of those needs, you know.
Yeah. And let's see here. Good morning, GSP. Welcome in, everyone. Sorry if we missed some of your chat. You all have helped me cope with my mom being in hospice care. I love the positive attitude and love. GSP, yeah, thank you for saying that. Like, seriously, it means a lot. I'm sorry your mom is going through hospice. I've been through hospice with my grandfather not too long ago, and it's hard. Yeah.
Life ain't easy, but you know, we always say
we
this.
do the best we can.
We do the best you can with what you got.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm glad you're here.
And you know, it's you're gonna feel these feelings, but just know there are people out there, you know, who got your back, who want you to feel like, you know, not all is lost. We're able to move through this, you know, together, and you know, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Donna. We appreciate everyone here hanging out with us. Yeah, we don't know how interesting we are, but you know, we like showing our lives, and I think it's important for some people to see it, even if we, like, you know, change one person's like way of thinking, or help a family member realize maybe that their nonverbal family member, you know, can do more and they should help them more. It's all worth it.
Yeah, and we want to show them that we're here to support them. There are a lot of people who've come through our Discord who have. There's been people. I've done a few seminars so far. I did one talk, and it's amazing that people are asking me to talk about the software. But I've heard from people who are saying, "Hey, I'm using your software for a kid, you know, in a certain situation. I'm modifying it," and I say, "That is amazing. That's exactly why we're doing this." And I've talked to Ben about this, and I said, "Don't you think that's amazing that people are using your software to help someone else?" And Ben says,
Yes.
Yeah, so, it's great.
Yeah. So, Ben, are you enjoying this conversation right now? Yeah.
Yes.
Would you like to play a game shortly? Do you want to show them your new game pretty soon?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll play your game in a little bit.
Steven says, "Morning, Ben. Howdy, y'all." Howdy. Debeth says, "Hello, Ben." Okay, so I think we answered this. Yes. Huh?
Go ahead. Go for it.
Oh, to answer your question, Stevens, I think we might have already answered it when we're explaining how Ben is his own man. So he signs his own stuff.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah. And then we, if he doesn't have the capacity to sign something for whatever reason, one of us can sign.
Yeah.
We're his caregivers, and we can do stuff for him on his behalf as well.
So a lot of other people with leukodystrophy. So for Ben's specific leukodystrophy, which is called TUB4A related leukodystrophy, the subset is HABC, which stands for hypomyelination with atrophy to the basal ganglia and cerebellum. So it is a part of the gene group TUB4A, but that is the specific subtype he has. And that is the more common subtype. And I think that there's only about 300 people total so far with this condition. So he is ultra rare. As for leukodystrophy in general, I believe it's more common. I think it's like 50,000 or something like that. I could be wrong. You might just be able to look up number of people with leukodystrophy online. I don't know the exact number.
It's still a rare condition, but there's about 50 different types.
There's 50 different subtypes, and they're still growing. There's some that are unknown that they're still trying to figure out. So someone said, Ben, someone said, "I think Ben would like my username as a DBZ fan." All right, you ready for his name?
Oh, goodness.
Okay, you ready for this? All right, so his name is Dickolo.
Very good.
Hey Ben, do you think that's a funny username, Diccolo?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Good laugh.
Yeah.
Diccolo. What color is he? What color is the Diccolo?
All right, he's got nice arms. Yeah, he likes to lift.
Who
Love
said
the
that?
RB.
Oh, RB, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work out a lot. I have a back injury, so I haven't really been working out the last few months, but hopefully I'll get back to it. I used to do fitness content on Twitch. I stopped doing that. We took a break for a while, started focusing on Ben's software and his content and our content, and I said, okay, well, maybe this is like the thing. Maybe the reason I got injured is to do more of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been fruitful. It's been a lot better. I spent a lot of time doing fitness, and getting the injury was like a sign to spend way more time doing the stuff I need to get Ben's software working and making it better. He already had something, but I want to make it better. So
When he injured his back really bad, well, he's had multiple flare-ups and injuries. But
I've had surgery too.
Yeah, but this most recent really bad flare-up, or no, injury, re-injuring, he spent an entire week with ChatGPT last year trying to figure out how to make the software for him. And now it's so much easier to do the coding and stuff, but he spent
The entire week in the basement working on it.
18-hour days in the basement trying to code this for Ben. Now it's easier to do because of the the upgrades to ChatGPT.
I am a very driven, determined person, and when I set my heart on something, my eyes on something, I don't stop to get something that's useful, or I get the end goal, the end result. So I've always been that way. I've always been super determined, and it's been great for Ben's software. Maybe not great for my overall health. There's been days where I don't drink any water and I'm barely eating, but I'm so locked in on what I'm trying to accomplish. It's only been good.
Yeah. He's nonstop. I try to keep up. We're always doing something.
Yeah.
We're always trying to make videos. We're always trying to upgrade his software. We're on top of that, we're full-time caregivers. We're gonna now start a nonprofit.
We started the nonprofit. We want to make more software and tools for other people that need it.
But it sounds overwhelming. But we love
it's so driven.
all of it.
We're so driven by purpose and meaning right now that it's
crazy. This is this is our dream.
Yeah, it's weird. There's this term called ikigai. And if you guys aren't familiar, ikigai, I don't want to butcher the term, but it's basically finding your purpose, and the purpose should have usefulness to the world. It should fill you with happiness and joy, and you should be able to, be able to make a living off of it. That's to be determined. I don't know if that's something that will happen. This is still something we'll be doing regardless. We're full-time caregivers for Ben, but the idea of doing the NARBE Foundation, it's not to make money. It's never been about making money. It's always been about trying to help families and having people donate to provide funding for things like hardware and developers, right?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Ben. Ben's like, it locked because I'm not saying shit.
Thank you, RB. Some days we feel like that, and some days we're I think we're crazy, but it's okay. Yeah, we're having a good time regardless.
Do you guys take time for your own self-care? So we do separately. Nancy takes trips, or I take trips. I don't actually take trips as much. The self-care, we have a very, I'm going to say this, we have a very strict routine, and I think having routine is very beneficial for mental health. We get out with Ben as frequently as we can. We always go out and smell the fresh air. We make it a point to go take walks and go to the park and things like that. When we do need a break, a little vacation, we do have my brother who comes in, and he's able to take on some of Ben's caregiving. Ben's caregiving is becoming a little more complex with his condition, but before it was a little bit easier to manage and we could rely on people. Right now it's a little bit harder, so we don't plan on taking any vacations, at least not together. Separately, which is fine. We've made this, this is something that we've decided we wanted to do, so we're okay with that. And a lot of people ask that same question, do you take care of yourselves? Make sure you take care of yourself. It's We do. We just have to be very realistic with what we're trying to accomplish too. So there's balance, and there's also, if you're trying to accomplish something, you have to kind of let go of balance for a little while. And that's something that right now we're in the mode of, right? And we're okay with that. We understand that it comes in waves, right? It what's it called? Valleys and peaks and valleys,
Yeah.
So we will get more. We do tend to get more balanced. We don't necessarily get burnt out. We typically take like these mini hiatuses from things we're doing, and yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, none of it's easy, but we make it work.
So do you guys want to see this game? Are you ready for the game? Ben, do you want to navigate to your game? To the new concentration game. So
Love to see the game.
let me explain what this game is. So you guys might have seen our video. We put out a video recently, maybe 2 months ago, that was a concentration game. So concentration is a matching game where you have to match objects, icons, items in these cards. You basically flip cards to try to match them. Ben has a game where he does it. He's a single player. He can do it himself. It's time-based, so he tries to do it as fast as he can. And then there is a 2-player game. There's a 2-player casual, which is just a casual game. You can do an easy mode, which is just like 16 tiles. You can do a hard mode, which is 20 tiles. And then, a medium mode, which is 20 tiles. And a hard mode that is 30 tiles. And the idea is to play against your opponent. If you get a match, you get to go again. The idea is to fill up at least more than half of the matches. Once you get more than half, you win the game. Casual, the idea is just to fill out the entire game. Try to get as many as you can. In the competitive mode, it's more about trying to get points for each game. So we are going to play a casual game. The competitive game takes a while to play. It's very high stakes. Me and Ben, we go hard in the paint when we do competitive. I don't know if Ben is up for competitive, but we will do casual, and we'll show you how the game works. So the update to the game is the following. It used to be just standard icons from Windows. It was like a diamond and circle and square and things like that with some colors. So I updated it.
Games.
Instead of it being those icons and those shapes and colors, now it's some of his favorite characters, and when you match those characters, it does one of their catchphrases or it says something from the show. So for example, Homer's in there. If we match Homer, sometimes he says woohoo, sometimes he says dough, sometimes it sings a song, one of Ben's favorite songs. So it's a lot of fun. I was really happy to be able to accomplish that. It was actually, I think it was a suggestion from my brother Brian, but I will show you guys the game, and we are going to load it up right now. And you guys should be able to hear it.
2-player casual.
Okay, here we go. 2-player casual. What are we playing? Medium, hard? What do you want to do?
Easy.
I'm going to turn it a little bit so the camera can see it.
Medium.
Medium, let's do it. You ready to get
Player
beat?
1's turn.
All right, so Ben's player 1. He gets to go first. So the colors are green and pink. So if he gets a match, he's the green color. If I get a match, I'm the pink color.
The Professor.
So Professor Farnsworth. So that's from Futurama. If you guys are unfamiliar with some of these characters, I will fill you in. So yeah, the other thing too is this is an app. This software I built is an all-in-one thing. He doesn't need help from us to get in and out of the applications. He can do it all himself. That was the point of building this, was that way he can have independence and freedom to do stuff he wants.
Player 2's turn. Nibbler.
Nibbler.
Groundskeeper Willie.
So Frylock is from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Nibbler is from Futurama. Groundskeeper Willie, Simpsons. There are some really funny sound bites that's going to get Ben laughing. So hopefully you guys will get a good glimpse of Ben just dying from hysterics. I might raise it up so you guys can see his face a little bit better. I want to raise that up. Actually,
You do it.
This way you guys can maybe see Ben's face a little better as he catches the characters.
Freelock.
Oh, I think we saw Frylock before. I'm not going to say where it is because I'm going to get it. So it scans. So as Ben holds down his left button, it scans through the rows. When he presses his right button, it goes to the characters. Or sorry, it goes to the buttons. I'm going to help him a little bit because he's having a hard day.
Free lock.
I'm about to kick
Player
the teeth
one's
out your
turn.
head.
So I don't know if you guys heard that, but there's one of the sounds. I'm about to kick the teeth out your head.
Zap Brannigan.
Does Ben listen to music now that you guys say this? Yeah, Ben listens to music. He actually has the ability to either look up music
Player
on...
2's turn. Bart Simpson. Lisa Simpson.
So he has the ability to listen to music on his Nest, his Google Nest, which he can just tell it to play an artist on Spotify or Pandora. And yeah, he listens to music that way pretty often, at least once a day, I would say. And then he also has the ability to watch music videos on his
Homer
app.
Simpson.
He has an app to search anything, any videos or any photos on, it's photos on Google or videos on YouTube. So he can actually go and like watch music videos from his favorite artists. So for example, he watched the Disturbed music video recently.
Zap Brannigan.
Zap Brannigan.
Player 2's turn.
Maggie.
Maggie Simpson. Player 1's turn.
So it was Maggie and Barney. So I don't know if you guys can see the app very well. Let me know if you guys can't see it. I could move it up a little. Can you still see that, Ben? Is that okay for you? I'm just trying to let them see more of what the game looks
Bart
like.
Simpson.
So the object of the game is obviously to get more matches than the other player. If a player gets a match, they get to go again. So they can get a streak of matches if they want. That's the whole goal of the game.
The Professor. Player 2's turn.
Oh, didn't I see Willie?
Groundskeeper Willie.
Or was it? Was it this one?
Lisa Simpson.
I forget.
Player 1's
I'm
turn.
not paying attention. Yeah, Willie has some really good sound bites. Ben's very excited about that. He's already laughing about it. Are you just anticipating the sound bite? Yeah.
The Professor.
Oh, you know where the other professor is. Ben's beating my butt right
The
now.
Professor.
Bad news, no
Player 1's turn.
Bad news, nobody. You can see it? Okay, good. So the professor, I think, has 3 sounds that it does, and it's all random, so it just randomizes. So Ben gets to look forward to a different sound every time. I don't think he's heard them all. So that's really cool about this, is I can add more sounds,
Bart Simpson.
and it just gives Ben like more of a reason to play the game over again, because then he could just listen to the sounds and see what I put in there.
Nibbler.
Nibbler's
Player
here.
2's turn.
Oh.
Groundskeeper
Where
Willie.
was that? This one?
Zap
No.
Brannigan. Player 1's turn.
I gotta pay attention. I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at chat. I'm gonna beat you. So for those of you guys who are new here or just joining us, Ben has custom software that I built using AI.
Homer Simpson.
Oh, where's the other Homer? And the idea is we just make a bunch of custom games, and we have a lot of fun playing custom games with Ben. We're playing a game called Concentration that I created for him using... that's the same one. Oh, you want to get out of that, Ro? You're already on that. And yeah, so he uses 2 buttons to scan, and then 1 button to select. So his left button, this blue button, I'm helping him because he's having a hard time moving his head a lot. So I'm just feeling for where he's trying to press, so that way he doesn't have to move his head this far.
Nibbler.
All right, so
Player 2's turn. Zap Brannigan.
why do I keep
Player
doing
1's
that?
turn.
I'm like, I thought Nibbler was there. I'm a dingus. Don't laugh at me, dingus.
Nibbler.
Where's the other nibbler? So it's funny. Ben will go out of his game or out of whatever he's doing. He'll go to his keyboard and he'll type, "Nancy, play me in concentration." He'll type that out in his keyboard, like out of nowhere. He barely asked me. He's asked me one time. He wants to play Nancy because he thinks he can beat Nancy, but he's beaten me more than he's beaten Nancy. Nancy is like ruthless, and she's really good at this game.
I probably beat you more.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson.
Player 2's turn. Lisa Simpson.
Oh, I know where
Round
Willie
two
is.
for Willie.
Okay, I know where Willie is now.
Player 1's turn.
But my memory is trash usually. I don't know why I'm so good at this.
Zap Brannigan.
Oh, where's Zap? The Zappa.
Woo!
Why are you getting so he's getting tight right now. If you guys could see Ben, he's getting very tight. That's Ben's excitement. Whenever Ben gets excited, he can't control himself, and he just gets extremely tight.
Lisa
You gotta
Simpson.
relax your hands.
Player 2's turn.
All right, let me do this right. Let me just go
Barney Grumble.
let's do that one.
Maggie Simpson.
All right.
Player 1's turn.
I'm forgetting where things are because I'm just not paying attention. Quit getting tight. Quit getting tight.
Groundskeeper Willie.
All right, where's the other Willie? We know where he is. Right?
Oh my goodness. So I put a pillow.
Just so he
here.
doesn't pull on his tube.
Yeah. He might.
You sound very junky too. Is that him? I don't know if that's him.
Don't grease me up, woman!
Player 1's turn.
Grease me up, woman!
Okie dokie. We love The Simpsons in this house, so there's so many one-liners that we love, like, saying.
Grease me up, woman!
Lisa Simpson.
Oh, you know where the other Lisa is, right? I think we saw where the Lisa was. I might remember. I don't know. We'll see if you remember.
Oh my goodness, Ben. Oh goodness.
Lisa Simpson.
Where's Christmas?
Player 1's
Worst
turn.
Christmas ever. Lisa doesn't have a lot of good one-liners.
No,
I
she doesn't.
had to
I
like
think.
I had to get random ones. Damn, you're beating the crap out of me right now. I need to pay attention.
You know, she yells at Bart a
Zap
lot.
Brannigan.
There is one where she's saying "quit it." I put it in here. I think you heard that one already. Quit it! Quit it! Quit it!
Oh, you know who would be good? The gosh, what's his name? The one that's always on the bus
Player
that
2's
says
turn.
something really silly. I'm in danger.
Then
Oh.
out run the blast on this Scooty Puff Jr.
Ralph,
Ralph.
Maggie Simpson. Bart Simpson.
I got
What's
one
your-
so far. I have one match so far.
Maggie Simpson.
Oh. So Ben is turning. I'm just keeping my fingers near his head, just so you guys know. Just so that way he doesn't have to turn his head too far.
Bart Simpson.
Oh, I know where Bart is.
Player 2's turn.
Eat my
Player 2's turn.
shorts.
Eat my shorts.
Homer Simpson.
Oh, that's Barney.
Player 1's turn.
Please don't pull out your tube.
He's having such a good time. He loves this. This has been such a great upgrade for him. He just loves doing this. Brain, welcome in. Ralph has some amazing one-liners. Yeah, Ralph is great. The vegetarian episode has some good one-liners for Lisa. Okay, I'll have to look. If you guys, all right, so if you guys haven't joined our Discord, feel free to join our Discord. And if you have some, like, even this type of stuff is very important. It can be very helpful because if you're like, hey, I have a bunch of sound bites that Ben could use for his game, just show it to me. Just send me a link. I will get the soundbite. Like, I don't care. This game isn't going out public or anything. This is just for Ben. But if you guys like watching him play it and laughing,
Barney Grumble.
oh, I know what Barney is.
Player 2's turn. Player 2's turn.
Have you heard that one? That's a good one, right? So Ben hasn't heard. Oh, it's my turn. Get out of here. Oh,
Maggie Simpson. Zap
oh,
Brannigan.
okay.
Player 1's turn.
Okay. So again, if I get a match, I go again. If Ben gets a match, he goes again. That's just how it works.
Maggie Simpson.
Where's the other Maggie? I just did that one. Didn't I just do that one? If you want to do it, whatever. I think that's Zap. I'm not going to tell you, though. Hermes and Amy also have some good ones. Yeah, I can add I can add so many different characters, guys. It randomizes. So I can add unlimited characters to this and put lines to it. So if you guys are like, oh, very good.
Player 1's turn.
Oh, you could probably finish this out. You could probably beat this. You could probably beat me real bad right now. Yeah, so if you guys have an idea for a character, just go into our Discord or send us a message with a link to some sound bites and the character we should add or a character we already have, and we'll add it. I think that's Zap. I'm pretty sure that's Zap. Go ahead, hit it. Screw it. No? All right, you're like, I don't want to. Why? Because I told you now? Where's Homa? He was about to hit that one, and I just gave it to him. Which one is it? Is it that one, or is it the one on the end? Oh, you better not get it wrong.
Homer Simpson.
He is so excited. Do you see how tight he's getting? That's why we had to put the pillow there. You know, we do these types of things. He just can't contain himself. All right, you got the last one. Let's see what Zaps is. All right, you gotta go to the bottom one. There you go. It's the last one. Hit it.
Zap Brannigan.
Perhaps a hard
Congratulations.
spanking is in order.
1 in 835. Single player.
So there's a bunch of sound bites that we have it's just so good. Do you want to play again? You want to do one more? No? You're done?
2-player casual.
Yeah. Do you want to play again?
Easy.
No, you're done. You're done. Okay. Do you want to? Okay, go for it. You can exit.
Medium.
We'll show people how you get back to your app.
Hard.
So you guys said that it's really cool that Ben can get in and out of his app. So I developed this thing. I made this thing with that in mind.
Single player.
I wanted Ben to be able to access everything himself, by himself. He doesn't need our help. And if he does need help, he can tell us. So he has an emergency button and he has a way to say help whenever he needs help. So today's a rough day for him. He can still press the buttons. He'll probably veg out and watch shows most of the time. Usually when Ben's having a hard day, that's what he does. But let's see where he goes now.
Entertainment.
Let's see what Ben does next.
Entertainment menu.
Where are you going? What are you going to do?
Movies. Shows.
I think he's going to veg out and watch some shows. So even moving his head slightly, it takes a lot of energy for Ben. You know, his condition, it wipes him out. So a lot of times Ben just wants to veg out. We put 300 plus of his favorite shows and movies on here. And
Anime.
he can actually go through and pick specific episodes of his favorite shows. So like Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy, Aqua Teen, he can actually go through and pick very specific episodes of what he wants. A lot of the other shows, it's like a marathon. He could just play them and it'll just pick up from wherever he left off, which is really cool. If it's on Plex, he can also do the next episode option. So there's a next episode button on his controller where he could just go to the next episode if he doesn't want to watch that episode, or go to a previous episode if he wants to go to a previous episode. I made this thing so that way it was really Ben accessible. And I'm hoping people see this and they go, hey, I could build this for my loved one. Sorry, am I talking over you? That's Aqua Teen. Do you want to watch Aqua Teen? No. Where are you going? Futurama? Simpsons?
You're going to have to play me next time.
Yeah, Nancy gets next dibs.
Bob's Burgers.
What are you going to watch today, dog?
F is for family.
What's Ben's favorite show? Did you answer that?
What's Ben's favorite show? Probably The Simpsons, right? Simpsons? Is that your favorite show of all time? Yes. Yeah. Kind of. Well, he switches. It's Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy usually. He watches Aqua Teen. Like he's been watching Aqua Teen lately because it's just so stupid and silly. But I don't think it's his favorite.
Family Guy.
What's today? What kind of show are you into today? Are you able to click or no?
Futurama. Next.
You're having a hard time thinking about which one you want. Do you want to watch Simpsons?
The Simpsons.
Yes, The Simpsons. Okay. So Ben is going to turn on The Simpsons. You'll see how this works. So he's in The Simpsons. He has all the seasons on here, so you guys probably can't see it from where you are, but he has a continue button. That button will allow him to go wherever he left off. And then he can actually go to individual seasons and go to like one of his favorite episodes. When he goes to a season, it tells him the season, the episode number and the name of the show, or the name of the episode. So he can go to like his favorite season his
1.
favorite episode, whatever he wants. So that's what he's going to do right now.
Season 2.
Oh yeah, he likes Robot Chicken sometimes. It's not his favorite. I don't think we have it on his software. Do you want Robot Chicken on here? Would you watch it? No, he says no, but we can add it if he ever wants to watch it.
Season 4.
What season are you going for, dude? Do you even know? Are you just winging it?
Season 5.
I'm excited to see what episode he goes for.
Season 6. Next.
You know, you could just held it down. Dingus.
Next.
I know what episode he's going for. Do you remember what episode it is?
Season 7. Season 8. Season 9. Season 10.
I don't know what episode you're going for. Do you remember what episode it was? Do you remember? You do. You don't. I don't know which one you're going for. Are you going for the? Oh, are you going for the Simpsons files? The one with Willie. He says, "Kill it." Is that the one you're going for? Be honest. Yes. Okay. Hold on. I think it's this one.
That's his like.
I think it's season 8. Hold on. Let me go for you.
Season
One
8.
of his favorite episodes.
I forget which one it is. It is.
I think it is
Next.
season 8, right?
Oh yeah, it's right here. Okay, so let's go to it. So,
Next.
oops.
You have to go to the best part.
Well, he's just gonna have to freaking watch the whole thing.
E08. Hurricane Netting. E09. El Viaje de Maestro Jomer. The Mysterious Voyage of Homer. E10. The Springfield Files.
There you go. It's season 8, episode 10.
E10. The
All
Springfield
right.
Files.
So since this is IP from Disney, we'll just play the first few seconds so you can see where he's going. But Ben loves this episode. This is the one where Willie says, "Oh, it's Mr. Burns. Kill it!" It's one of the. It's his, it's his favorite.
Oh, you had to go back a little bit.
Doctors
It's the
administered
same
eye
episode.
drops.
That's because he watched it before. Here,
Yeah.
let me go back. So that's one thing. Like, I have to get a start over button. Actually, I don't even know if that's in here, but we can look into it. So he has a full control bar that he can go to. You're gonna watch. Oh no! Did I just? Oh, it's. Wait, is this plugged in? It's not plugged in.
Oh.
It's unplugged. This thing is not getting juice.
Oh, oops.
It turned off, Ben.
I thought it was plugged in.
Is it plugged in?
It's
Is it plugged into the wall?
Yeah, because there's a green light right here.
It's not turned on here. Uh-oh.
Let me do it again.
Oh, no, it's not getting any juice. Oh, no, Ben, this is not good. We might have technical difficulties with Ben's tablet, which would not be good because we don't have another one.
Okay. Everything's plugged in.
There it goes. I don't know what happened. Oh, no. All right, you're back. Hold on.
Ow.
Oh, careful. All right. Let's see if we can get Ben's face to... So, you want me to take your glasses off? Yes? Okay. So, show you guys, this is cool. You guys haven't seen this before, but it will load based on his thing. So, it'll see his face, and it'll load his thing. You guys might see his email. That's okay. So, usually, if his buttons are on, it'll see his face, and it'll automatically log in, and it'll load his software for him. So Ben, we literally just say, in the morning, we say, Ben, you want your tablet? He says yes. He always says yes. And then we put it on, and it automatically detects his face, and he can get right to clicking. It's amazing. So yeah. All right. We'll leave Ben alone. He'll watch some TV. We're going to end it pretty soon. So me and Nancy will go hang out and talk to you guys in the living room while Ben watches some Simpsons. All right. You good, dude? You okay? Yeah? Okay. All right. So we'll finish up in the living room, hang out together. We'll let Ben kind of chill. That was pretty fun. I'm glad you guys got to see the new game. There's so many other voices in that game. You want to open that window up?
Sure. Hold on.
Sorry, guys. It's dark in here.
Make sure the dog is
Let's get some light in here, shall we? It's dark as heck. Bump up the ISO a little. Okay. So I think at the end of every stream, we're just going to hang out on the couch. There you go. Hang out on our little couch, talk to you guys for a few minutes, answer some more questions. Oh, we're losing focus.
Thanks for sharing this time of smiling Ben. Oh, you're welcome.
Just struggling with focus. Hold on, guys.
There we
working?
go.
Okay. You gonna have a seat next to me?
Yeah.
Oh no, we froze. Did we freeze? Oh no, we're back. Okay. So, Scavenger Rain. Okay. So Ben's very particular about his shows. That's something very, to be very specific about his shows. So Ben is someone who loves to watch the same stuff over and over again. And we do try to give him more options, but he's his own man. You know, he likes what he likes. There's a lot of times, I probably shouldn't say this. He'll get mad at me. But there are times where Ben will catch him watching some of his old favorites. So the ones we, what are you doing? Doggy? It's at the doggy.
We're not paying attention to him. He's upset.
Yeah, so there are times Ben watches like some like Nick Jr. shows and stuff. It's just like old nostalgia shows. And it's amazing to me because like he'll go months without watching them. And then he'll do like a week or two where he just wants to watch like Curious George or like Dora or Blue's Clues. It's so wild. It's like it's like it flips, the switch flips, and he's just like, I just want to veg out and watch some old nostalgia. And I get it, you know, it's totally cool. So we just kind of like give him all the options of his favorite stuff, and he just watches it, you know. We've done this before. We get this question a lot, and I think it's important just to address briefly because everyone's different. But a lot of people are like, well, what's Ben's like mentality at? And we never like give it a defined. Everyone's different, so it's never defined. But we always ask him the question, hey, how old do you feel, right? Ben says he feels like he's like a 15-year-old, like a young 15 or something, right? And I think that's pretty, you know, it's pretty cool. Like that's kind of where he feels like he's at, and it kind of reflects on the stuff he likes. So, yeah, so that's what Ben says. So anyone who has that question, that's where it's at, right? That's where Ben's at. And everyone's different. Everyone's learning capabilities are different. Everyone's, everyone has differences. You know, everyone's unique in their own way. And Ben is unique, not just because he has leukodystrophy, but because he's just a unique dude. You out there, you're unique too. You know, the way you learn, the way you think, the way you do things, it's different, right? Ben is no different than you in that he is unique. So, I want people to understand that. And his unique needs requires a lot of support, but that doesn't make him any less than anyone else. Okay? And then we had a question. Has caring for Ben brought you two closer as a couple? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Huh. Closer as a couple. I think yes. I'm thinking because I'm like thinking like how like we don't have any children. We don't plan on having children. So I guess us taking care of Ben together, it's kind of like seeing it play out like how we would not, raising a child is not the same as taking care of Ben, but it's like there's some stuff that's pretty similar.
I would say there's similarities.
There's a lot of similarities. So, you know, seeing him, Ari being such a great brother and caregiver, you know, makes me feel really proud of him.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm super proud of him because, like, I always knew that you have like a very like, if we were
I have a soft side.
yeah, you have a soft side. Yeah, he doesn't show it with like very often, but he definitely has a soft side. So it's like, oh, it makes me, you know, appreciate you more. Yeah.
Oh, you get emotional?
I'm very emotional lately.
We both get emotional.
Yeah, we both cry often in this living room.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's us. But
Yeah. I might tear up.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I just was trying to put it into words because, like, yeah, definitely it has brought us closer, and it has made me see sides of him that I would have never seen otherwise.
Oh, you never know. But yeah,
yeah,
maybe,
we put because we're in this situation that's like very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know, on my side of things, I feel like I don't want to get emotional. I might
Yeah.
yeah.
We cry often here.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Use my words.
Yeah, we're mostly positive here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
this is all happiness.
This is
like,
happy stuff. Yeah, happy tears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're very proud of what we've done together as a couple.
Yeah.
And it has brought us closer together because we've been through, you know, we don't go into the nitty gritty, but yeah, it's we have a great time with Ben, but it's very hard.
It can be.
It can be very hard. It's an emotional roller coaster ride.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so how do I feel about this? So when I first met Nancy, we showed this on Instagram actually. When I first met Nancy, one of the first things that I did was I showed her a keychain I have with Ben's picture from when he was in like middle school. And it's like, I don't carry a picture of anybody, but I carry a picture of Ben. Ben is very special to me, as you guys can, you're aware, right? But I knew that like, no matter what I was doing, I always had Ben in mind. So like, for example, when I bought a house in Vegas, even though Ben wasn't living with me and he was across the country, I had a vision that if I had a house, it needed to be single story, right? And it needed to be modifiable for Ben if need be. And that's what I did. I bought a house that, you know, Ben could use. And he came over. He actually traveled a couple times to Vegas to visit me. And it was comfortable for him to be there because he can get his wheelchair in and out. It wasn't a big deal. It was great. So, you know, we visited Ben often. He came to visit me as often as he could until he started to progress. And, you know, when we decided to take on his care, or when realistically we started advocating for him, and I talked to Nancy, we both talked to each other and said, hey, like, I know this isn't the location we want to be, but I feel like this is where we need to be. And we both had this conversation, and we both agreed that, yeah, this is where we should be. And we were very fortunate to be able to find a home and buy a home nearby and renovated it for Ben's needs, and Ben is able to thrive. And it wouldn't have happened without her. So.
Oh. Yeah, we did it together, but I know how important being with Ben was to him. And, you know, he's my brother-in-law, and I didn't want to get too close to Ben because I didn't want to get too attached and then feel really emotional like I do lately. But it's the best thing that's happened to me.
Yeah, and
yeah, he's my best friend, and but I had my guard. My guard up.
we completely understand the reality of the situation. We've had a lot of really hard nights, just talking about future stuff.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who don't do that, but we do it to prepare ourselves, but to almost get away, get some of the emotional stuff out of the way for when things do happen, we don't freeze up, because it's very important for us to be very proactive and on top of Ben's care and his needs. As you see, like, we're constantly suctioning him, we're constantly giving him ways to communicate and tell us what's going on. He is always in earshot and in eye shot. Like, we built this house and renovated this house that way Ben is always hanging out with us nearby. Whether he wants to hang out with us or not, it's too bad. He has to. So
He's the center of everything.
but he's
that
the
we
center
do.
of everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we realized that Ben has a very unique personality and he's a joy to be around. And we felt like, just talking about the social media stuff, we felt like our story and his story combined, it was just too powerful not to tell. And we feel like, you know, Ben couldn't tell his own story in the way that I felt like he could otherwise. So the fact that we're able to do this now and he agrees to it, you know, he's a part of this thing and he wants to do it, is amazing. So like we've said before, anytime we make content, anytime we're doing stuff with Ben is a part of it. You know, like when we did his voiceover video for when he introduced our family, we sat down and scripted that with him. Now, granted, a lot of the words that we used in there, he might not have used on his own, but like any script, anyone who reads from a script, you know, not all of their words are them. You know, they need script writers. So for us, it was like sitting down with Ben and making sure he agrees with all the stuff we're saying, so that way he can effectively say the script using his software.
Yeah, it's no different from other people.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like Ben is involved in everything. And as you guys see, like his games, you know, with the things he wants, with the things he wants on his software, with the things he chooses to watch and where we go, it's Ben's choice. And I find it so important to make sure Ben has choices. And I find it so important to give him that type of life where he can make choices and have a good time and do the things he wants to do. You know, we don't know what the future holds. You know, the future's uncertain for us. So our goal is always just try to be as present as possible, you know, tell a fun story, try to inspire some people. And, you know, having a community like you guys around, it really helps a ton. So thank you for being here for us and for Ben. It's really, really helpful. And yeah. And with that, we should talk about this month. So this month, just to move on to something a little different, different. This month is leukodystrophy awareness month. Ben has a condition called TUB4A related leukodystrophy. Leukodystrophy is rare in general. Ben's condition is ultra rare. Only 300 people are known to have it worldwide. And Ben potentially could be the oldest with the condition. He might be one of the oldest, you know, top few. And since it's leukodystrophy awareness month, we are dedicating our social media presence and our stuff on YouTube, everywhere, to a fundraising mission for the United Leukodystrophy Foundation. The United Leukodystrophy Foundation is a foundation that helps families like ours with educational resources, things like funding treatments and research for a cure. And they're just a really great resource for families like ours, educationally and community-wise. And we would love it if you guys would consider donating to the United Leukodystrophy Foundation this month. We know we have a pretty decent sized following. It grew really fast. I don't know how many people keep coming back. I mean, judging by our live streams, not a ton, but if someone ends up seeing this and they, you know, have some wiggle room in their budget to donate to the ULF, please do so. It would help out a lot of families. I think it's one of these rare conditions like this, they get overlooked so frequently. You know, there are other conditions that also need funding, right? We're not taking away from that, but we want to say that just because the condition is rare doesn't mean it's not important to give to them, or to give if you can, because it goes a long way. There's not a lot of money in rare disease, especially not not leukodystrophy and Ben's specific leukodystrophy. But they're getting closer and closer to cures. They already have a treatment for kids. It's an experimental treatment. So things are happening, and things don't happen unless there's money, unless there's funding. So we find it so crucial and so important to, at least for this month, we're not going to do this all the time, but at least for this month, just to put out that message of, if you're willing to donate and you have wiggle room to donate, please donate to the United Leukodystrophy Foundation, because it really does help families like ours.
Yeah, and we have a specific campaign that we are trying to raise $10,000 for the United Leukodystrophy Foundation. So we have a link. Please use the link in our profile. It's also in chat. The chat bot is putting it out there, but it's for the givebutter.com campaign.
Yeah, so there is a campaign specific. You can donate directly to the ULF, but
if you want to do it that way, that's fine.
As long as you're giving to the ULF, that's fine. But there is something that they're doing, and it's like a little competition. They have little teams of people raising money. We are a team. NARBE House is a team, and we are just trying to direct people to give to that team. And it's just like a fun little like friendly competition, and they post like leaderboards and stuff. But again, you can give to any team. We don't mind. We have a big ambitious goal of hitting $10,000. If we don't hit that goal, it's fine. It was just matching what the ULF wanted to do. So we're trying to at least match what the ULF wanted to hit, potentially double what they wanted. That would be great. But realistically, we're hoping people can see this and, donate.
Yeah. And we want to show the ULF that we have a large community that's supportive. Yeah. So, we'd love to show that to the ULF, and then maybe they'll do more fundraisers like this, because I don't think they were doing a lot of fundraisers like this before. So if they see that it has a lot of potential to raise money, that maybe they'll do it again next year. Yeah.
And we're gonna be doing more stuff. We eventually will be doing some fundraising initiatives for our own nonprofit, though. We're not going to be pushing it as much as you might think. It's more or less going to be something that's an ongoing mission for us. And realistically, like the first year or so, it's mostly about, operation expenses and making sure that we can keep it up, keep the community running and things like that. So we still will be doing some fundraising for that as well. But for this month specifically, the ULF, we're trying to, raise a pretty substantial amount of money. $10,000 is no joke. We've already raised like $2,500 or so. Mm-hmm. So we're a quarter of the way to our goal, and the ULF's main goal is $10,000. So if we can help them out and hit their goal, help them by hitting their goal just from our team, that would be awesome.
They're already at 50% of their goal. So with our community and everyone else's teams combined, they have 50% of their goal.
We've contributed about half of the total goal so far, half of the total for their goal. So there's about $5,000. We've raised about $2,500. So
it's pretty awesome.
We would love to raise more. So like I said, we have quite a few people who follow us, and if there's a handful of you who are willing to give $1, $5, $10,
we've had people give $1, and
that's great.
That's awesome.
I mean, if we had 10,000 of our followers give $1, we would hit it, right? So that's kind of the idea. It's like we think that there's volume here. I don't know how many people are going to see this live stream, but there's quite a bit of volume for our total followers, not just on YouTube, but on TikTok and Instagram. There's quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we're very appreciative of anyone who can give to get us to that number. And we will keep updating you guys every week, at least through September, and we'll see what we can get. See if we can get there.
Yeah. So the link is in our profile.
Yeah, make sure you click the link on our profile. It does go to GiveButter. Also, if you go to narbehouse.com, there is a specific link for the donation site. So you don't have to go to ULF. You don't have to donate on Instagram. Just go to our website, narbehouse.com. Go down to the
first link on our homepage. Yeah.
On the homepage, you'll be able to donate right there. So appreciate that.
You guys are beautiful together. You're making a difference. It's probably hard behind the scenes. It seems like you are very strong and able to power through the toughness. Yeah, we do.
We I don't know. It's like it's a growing thing, You dive into something like this with no expectations, and when you're successful in a lot of ways, not talking about social media or anything like that, just talking about success in Ben's caregiving, how he's turned around, how much quality of life you're able to give someone. Man, it's like I told Nancy, I was like, if I don't do anything else with my life and this is it, like this was all worth it. You know what I mean? This itself. Yeah. Judging, just coming from where he came from to now.
Yeah. His story is literally like the biggest comeback story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him.
He's doing amazing. We knew he had the capacity to type and tell us stuff, but man, like some days it's like, I can't believe this time last year, Ari was sitting on this couch and I was sitting over there on the other side, and we had a conversation, and we were like, how can we get him to talk to us? Because the eye gaze technology doesn't work for him. These other softwares just, you know, he's not interested in. Like, how can we get him to, you know, have a conversation with us again? And, you know, a few months after that, he worked on the software, and then look at him today. He's interacting with you guys. He's cracking his own jokes on Beam and Benny.
Yeah, if you guys aren't following Beam and Benny, go follow Beam and Benny. We don't put a lot of that stuff on the NARBE House side of things. You might see the behind the scenes of making that stuff, but a lot of that is for Ben's own content.
You guys can see his personality on his channel, his Instagram, or his socials on Beam and Benny. Like, that's mostly, all him.
Like the jokes, like we read jokes to him. He picks jokes he wants to say. He answers questions his own way. And we have some behind the scenes stuff on our YouTube channel. So like in full videos, uncut, just to show how Ben types and answers the questions and stuff. That's available on ours. But if you guys want to see the fun shorts that we put out, they're usually on Beam and Benny.
It's like really lighthearted stuff.
Yeah, it's just fun. Like it's
fun, silly.
Yeah, Ben loves doing it. He likes watching his own stuff. If you guys didn't see our recent short, Ben actually it's so funny. I gave him the ability to search the internet for videos and photos. And the other day, just like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we're listening to him and we're hanging out in here watching something or talking, and he's in there and he's typing, and I hear him typing something, and I hear him press video search, and then all of a sudden I hear him on his computer, his computer's voice, and he's watching his own jokes back, and he's just laughing himself silly watching his own videos. And I got emotional because I was like, man, like, imagine, I thought back to like 4 or 5 years ago, to where Ben was, to where he is now, to him not just thriving, but I mean, not just like surviving, but thriving and making videos on the internet that he enjoys making, that he likes watching himself. And it's like mind blowing, man. It's one of those things that I'm so grateful for, that we can do this together. And it's like, it got me emotional because I was like, this is,
Yeah. It's a dream come true for sure.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. It's like, is this real right now? Like, you guys don't understand. There was a time where we saw Ben and we were like, I don't know if he's going to make it. And seeing him today, like, I still can't get over it. Like, I don't take it for granted, you know?
Yeah. It's some days it feels unreal.
Yeah. It always, to me, it feels unreal all the time. It always feels unreal. It's like, I'm very proud of what we've been able to do.
Well, hi, it's my first time to the streams, but I also love the shorts you do. It's also lovely how you are making custom games for Ben. Well done.
Thank you, Will.
We're working on more, so stay tuned for that.
So,
he wants a bowling game.
The bowling game we're going to work on. We'll probably do that on stream one time. It'll probably be a longer stream.
Yeah.
But he wants a bowling game. I'm still working on like an adventure game for him. It sounds dry.
Yeah.
Sorry, he coughs, and sometimes we listen to hear if it's junky or not. Sometimes it's dry.
We're just kind of like, do we get up really quick? But no, he's okay.
He's okay. So, bowling game, a game, like an adventure game we're trying to build. And then what else? There's another one. What else do we want to do? He's about to play another game himself. Playing baseball.
We're gonna give him a list like Battleship.
Oh, Battleship. Yeah, that was another one.
Yeah, he wants like a Battleship style game.
Yeah.
I think Peggle would be.
Peggle could be
I think
fun.
it would be fun for him.
Because it's easy for him to aim and shoot. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like the golf game. Yeah. But we'll show you guys more of that. Like, maybe on stream.
Need help. Let's say support you truly needed probably helps his health also. Sounded like his last caregivers were doing their job. Yeah, so last caregivers weren't trained on the complexities and the progression. So Ben had a caregiver, very sweet person, very sweet man, but it was almost like, you get comfortable and there wasn't a lot being done. I'm not talking negatively about these people because they did the best they could for who they were. And I could go back in time and get angry, right? And say, why weren't they doing these things? But in reality, I just have to take them for who they are and what they were capable of doing. And the capabilities just weren't there. And I have to understand that not everyone has the same capabilities as Nancy and myself. Nancy and I, we have to be realistic. We're humble, but we're also realistic that we are capable of a lot of stuff. And we should be using our energy and our capabilities to do the best we possibly can for the people who are closest to us and the people who really need it. Ben is one of those people. And I realize that we are capable of doing a lot for him and for a lot of people. And not everyone, we're built different in a humble way. But I have to realize a lot of people are not, I don't know if it's a willingness, I don't know if it's a capability thing, I don't know if it's a skill gap, I don't know exactly. The thing is, because he's my brother, because we are so determined, we're able to do things that not just any caregiver off the street can do. Okay, and that's my feeling on it. And I'm not mad about what other people have done. You know, he's here now, everything's fine.
Everything is possible with love. Yeah, so if you love somebody, especially a family member, as much as you love Ben, you know, they will do what it takes to get them the care that they need, you know. And you know, it's different. And yeah, in a perfect world, Ben would have had a 24-hour care team with nurses instead of caregivers or CNAs. Like, it's just, you know, but the state can't fund for that kind of stuff. And things, like it's a lot of it was a knowledge thing. Like, they just did not know how to take care of somebody as progressed as Ben.
Right.
Yeah. It's just,
And the other side of it,
it was
too,
just
is
kind of like out of their scope.
There's a lot of people who can't handle it. And like I said, there's a lot of people who don't have the capability. There's a skill gap. There's something. I don't know necessarily what it is, but they can't do it to the point where they have to let someone, people have to go to a facility, right, to be taken care of. We've seen these facilities.
I mean, that's another thing, is that a lot of people, they can't.
They don't have the resources. They don't have the
They're
time.
unable.
They don't have the energy.
For whatever reason.
For whatever,
that's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay. But my goal is to show what we've been able to do with Ben, and also show caregivers and even people at those facilities that more can be done. And hopefully it gets people to think outside the box a little, because I am sure that there are people out there who live in a facility who maybe present like Ben does, and they have nothing, and they are almost treated like vegetables. And I hate that idea. I hate the idea of someone being locked in and being left alone. And my goal, you know, for our stuff, you know, and it goes beyond this, but is to get people to think differently and try to help people who are in that situation. You know, we have so much stuff now. You know, there's so much technology. There's so many things at our fingertips. You know, it just takes a little bit of determination and willpower to get something done. You know, and if we can help just one or two people, like, it would be worth it. But I'm hoping our message can spread even wider and we can help more people. And it's really about using tech, not being down and out, because like your mentality is everything in this, right? If we were negative, we wouldn't be doing half the things we're doing. So a lot of people see this positivity and they go, how could that be? I'm telling you, this is a genuine positivity, because we know that the world can be beautiful. You know, things can be different, you know, if we want it to be. It's all about perspective. And for Ben, it was like a shift in perspective and how we need to move forward with his care.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. Yeah, job and a paycheck. That's true. I came from healthcare. I came from a hospital setting before I started caregiving for Ben. And hospital setting is different from at-home setting for sure. But if I had the attachment to every single person that I came across at work, I wouldn't be able to do my job. So sometimes you have to separate work from your personal life. You know, you can take your work home with you, but, you know, you're not going to have like much longevity in it.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying before is, you know, Ben is my brother-in-law, but, you know, before we started caregiving for him, I was very guarded because, you know, I was scared to get close to him because, you know, the fear of, you know, getting close to him and then losing him was too much for me to bear. But, you know, now it's like the best thing that's happened to me. But if you're a person that cares a lot, you sometimes have to disconnect from the person. Yeah. And I totally understand that too. Yeah.
It's interesting to me too, like, just because you said that, a lot of people see our story online and we get a lot of comments that say things like such a sad story and stuff. But this isn't supposed to be a sad story.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
this
think the people that are here know that it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think most of you guys know.
there's
It's not. Yeah.
the sadness is few and far between. You know, everyone's life is different. Everyone's life has a beginning, middle, and end. Everyone has a certain amount of time on this planet. And the idea here is that we're able to enrich each other's lives, not just myself and Nancy, you know, in our relationship, but with Ben here and his life. And he enriches our life in so many ways with purpose and joy and perspective. We're hoping that this idea can permeate and like can be launched out into you know, the internet, or whatever you want to call it, the infosphere, whatever you want to say, and people can grab a hold of it and like feel good about their situation or shift their own perspective about their own situation, and yeah, help others and empower others and just be positive and be, you know, willing to just move forward with whatever situation in a positive way, because there's always a silver lining. You know, not everything has to be perfect all the time. We're not saying like it's that false positivity. We do get negative sometimes. There is some negativity. There are some times where we're like, what the F, you know, especially when it comes to like doctor's visits and things like that. But we always come back to this as a grounded realism with a positive spin. And that's what this is.
Yeah. A lot of the time it's like, okay, this is not the best situation, but what can we do? What can we control in this situation? And how can we move forward and make things better?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all we can do.
Yeah.
I knew a coworker's husband who had a rare diagnosis later in his active life. He was an amazing man who persevered with support of his wife. Yeah, support is everything. Who is supporting you when you have something like going on like Ben does? It's like, it means everything.
Yeah.
You're either going to thrive or just, you know, I don't know, just be there or not do very well at all. Yeah. Who is part of your life,
mm-hmm.
taking care of you is so important.
There's something about like stagnation and the danger of stagnation with progressive diseases, that if you're trying to do the same thing over and over again, and you're not kind of staying proactive, or at least trying to like fine tune and make things better, you're going to get caught in like in almost like a downward kind of trend, because that's inevitably how it works. So like if you're going straight and they're going straight, but then they start to decline, right? You are effectively not staying on top of it, right? They're going below where they need to go. So you have to kind of keep them, you know, at a certain point, you know, so that way they can continue to thrive. And that might mean, you know, more suctioning. That might mean coming up with new ways to communicate.
More doctor's appointments. More questions to ask his medical team.
And it's always about comfort and giving Ben a choice and giving people like Ben a choice, but also explaining like, this is how it could be, and explaining the positives of it. Here's some of the negatives, here's some of the positives, here's how we see it. You make an informed decision based on what we're telling you.
Yeah.
And that's all it is, you know? So when it came to his feeding tube, you know, he didn't really want that, but he knew he couldn't survive without it. So like talking him through the feeding tube. Now he's like, I love the feeding tube. Like, he's like, I feel great right now. The feeding tube doesn't even bother him anymore. You know, the fact he can get ice cream bites is fine, right? You know, he fears coughing and stuff and aspirating. So we're constantly suctioning. It's like, just ask us. We'll suction you as often as you need. We'll listen for it. He likes getting suction, so it clears him out. He has medication to help dry him out. He has medication to help his anxiety. All these things are things that we're trying to stay on top of. And I think that people need to start seeing a little more that those things are important for people like Ben. And I think, unfortunately, that they kind of get swept under the table, get pushed under the carpet, whatever you want to call it. They're not the choices of the individual.
It's a hard scenario to think about.
Yeah.
If you know this is a progressive disease, mm-hmm. so there's no, I mean, I don't want to say there's a wrong or right way to do it, but you know, to face reality and be like, it is going to get worse. So if you want to stay on top of their stuff, you need to put in your mind what can happen.
Yeah.
Where is this going? So we can, you know, prevent some things from happening and try to give that person the best care possible. It is hard to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's but you know, we always adopt this thing called the problem solver mindset, right? Not every problem has a solution, but there can be workarounds and things to make, like, we don't anticipate Ben's going to have a cure for his disease in his lifetime, right? We always hold out on hope that there's going to be a miracle gene editing tool that's going to get him back, some stuff, right? That's always in the back of our mind, or like there's always something in our mind saying, yes, maybe this will be it, right? But there's also the other side of it, the realism, where we're like, okay, so as this thing moves forward, we just need to stay on top of it. So let's anticipate stuff. Don't be afraid to anticipate stuff, because it's like, I can be pretty strong. Yes, there's emotional times in my life, but I'm pretty strong. And if I keep that problem solver mentality where I go, all right, his software, he can press 2 buttons now. Is he going to be able to press 2 buttons in the future? Maybe it's down to 1 button. Maybe it's down to a different type of input. Those types of things, right? If you can stay on top of it and just try, you're not going to be let down. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn about peace. You're going to learn a lot about reality and how things work. And, not everything has to have a solution per se. But the idea is to go down that path so that way you can get more out of it and give more to people. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Being able to like give as much as you can and work through it. Because as soon as you admit defeat, right, that's when everything kind of goes to shit. So it's like we're
like,
we
what's
don't give
the
up.
I think it's
don't give
easy.
up.
It's easier to say what's the point
Yeah.
and let it go.
Yeah. I would never do that.
Yeah. It is an easier way to do it.
Mhm.
And depends on the person, but that's just not our way. But yeah, working in healthcare, Stevens, yeah, you can't attach too hard.
Sometimes we can't complete control. Yeah. Continue. They had a similar device. He was a veteran, and they provided a tablet to help him communicate to his wife and friends that would stop by and visit with him. This is an amazing tablet.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no one size fits all for this
yeah,
stuff. Too.
everyone's different.
Everyone's different, right?
Yeah. So we're hoping when we get this nonprofit up and running, we can help more people.
Yeah, discover new novel ways that are inexpensive and easy to
figure it
update.
out. Yeah, for individuals.
I don't want to, there are tools out there that cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and they didn't work for Ben. And I think that there's a lot of people out there who can't afford those types of tools.
It's
And
expensive.
Even if insurance did cover it, sometimes they get denied, sometimes it takes months and months and months, if not years, to get these tools. And if you have a progressive condition, the tool that you're looking at one day might be different a year from then, and it's already out of date, or it's already something that you're not going to be able to utilize. So this idea that we have is, with AI and with the new tech that's coming out, we can iterate different programs and tools very quickly just by prompting AI to build something for us. And we are trying to pioneer that space where we're helping people, families, caregivers, individuals with new tools, games, things to do, so that way they aren't stuck. Because there's a lot of people who get stuck, they get frustrated. Ben was at a place where he was very frustrated and not very motivated to want to communicate. But we worked at him, we worked with him. And that's another side of this is, motivating someone, being positive, saying there's a potential here. Let's give you stuff. He didn't want to communicate with us. He wanted to play games and watch his shows.
That was what we focused on first.
As soon as he was able to start picking his own shows and play a handful of games, he was more willing to talk to us. And I was able to adapt his keyboard so that way it had more predictive text features, so he didn't have to type out everything and get tired. So now his predictive text, it's very quick, not very quick, but it's much faster and easier for him to type out sentences. And he has a whole list of predetermined phrases that he can click on. And it's just it's way better, Yeah,
I think, trying to find out what motivates a person. And sometimes it's not that, sometimes they don't want to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they don't want to communicate with their family members, but they want to communicate with somebody else. Like, oh, I'm used to my family members. Why would I want to talk to them? Maybe I want to talk to somebody I'm interested in or something. Or for Ben, he wanted to tell us his baseball game score.
Yeah.
He was so proud of his baseball game score. He would go into his keyboard and type it and tell us. And that's what he wanted to talk about more than how's the weather. He was like, that's not interesting to me.
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. It was a couple times a day, he'd just go into his keyboard and just type us the score. He's playing his baseball game right now, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so may I ask how to ask a doctor to obtain one of these tablets? It could help other people with neurological conditions, other medical conditions that medical community can help with their loved ones. So Specifically, if you're talking about the Dynavox, they're called Dynavoxes. There's other ones too. There are a handful of professional proprietary software and companies that provide hardware, and they're thousands of dollars. And you can look them up. They're called AAC devices. Typically, for someone to obtain one, they have to get a referral to a speech language pathologist. The speech language pathologist may or may not be covered by insurance, but what they'll do is they'll work with the individual to figure out what their best communication method is. And if it is a device, they will make a recommendation, and then they will send out the recommendation to an insurance company, or if they could pay it outright, they'll say, here's my recommendation for the stuff you should use. Now, with Ben, it's different. Ben had a tablet, and I developed the software myself. What our stuff is, Ben's tablet was like $400.
It's a regular
$500.
Windows tablet.
It's a regular Windows tablet. We bought it ourselves, and the buttons on his head are from a company called Orin, and the buttons are called Orbi, and his adapter is called a Swifty. We have that information on our website, so you can go to our website, narbehouse.com, if you're interested in seeing that. But all of our stuff is...
It's DIY.
Yeah, and it is more affordable than those. And the idea is it's not going to be as plug and play as one of those other systems, but the idea is to enable people and show people what's possible with AI. And we are going to have templated kind of like the framework of software people can use, and we are here to help you build stuff. So if you are someone who is looking for a device or wants to see if this is a feasible option for you, join our Discord, join our community, ask questions, we will help you with it. We do this thing, it's called vibe coding. It's basically just using an LLM, which is like ChatGPT, to build out software that can help individuals. Ben's is very built up because it took me months. You know, I've been constantly iterating on it. But this is something I'm hoping other people can start thinking about doing. That way they don't have to rely on proprietary software. They can do it themselves.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're happy to share.
It's Ben, read to Ben, and does Ben have a favorite literary genre? What public assistance do you receive as a caregiver? So the first question, Ben doesn't love reading. There's
a few things to that. He has a hard time seeing.
He has a hard time seeing, but he likes audiobooks periodically. The only one I've heard him listen, well, he's listened to 2 audiobooks since he's been here. One is Ready Player One, which I think he finished. He said it was okay. He didn't really like the movie, but he liked the book. And he likes listening to Lord of the Rings.
Yes, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, so he'll listen to that. It's very infrequent, though. He's not really into it all that much. We are looking into potentially doing a kind of a text-based adventure game for him, where it's like a choose-your-own adventure, but that's to be determined. I don't know if he'd be into it. What public assistance do you receive as a caregiver? So
he's French, or I'm sorry, I'm just assuming you're a he. I'm sorry, but you're French, and the public system takes care of caregivers. I mean, it helps caregivers.
Yeah, so we have a similar thing going on here. Not every state's different.
Every state is different
in the U.S. Our state, it has a pretty good, robust caregiver kind of program. So Ben has a program. There's 2 types of programs. One is state-run, where they kind of divvy out the caregiving hours to different facilities and different agencies to come bring like CNAs.
Other healthcare
providers to come and hang out with Ben. So
from a company.
Yeah, he would get, I think for him, he gets like 70 hours a week, and they would come, and basically the family would be taking care of the nighttime hours or whatever. Ben is a 24-hour guy, but they only provide that much assistance. So they developed a new program maybe like 6, 7, 8 years ago. I think it was during COVID, actually, so maybe it was only 5 years ago. But the program was called the Personal Choice Program. Since Ben has like a 24-hour need, they said that if Ben has friends or family who are willing to take on the caregiving hours, he can direct payment to those people. So we took on that, and he's a part of the Personal Choice Program. So Nancy and I are his full-time caregivers.
And we get the 70
We get
hours
70 hours a week, 70.25 hours a week.
to take care of Ben.
Yeah, it's like, it just gets us by, right? Our whole thing is not, this type of work, guys, isn't like a moneymaker. This isn't something that you would do. You would do this because you have a passion and you want to help someone. So
it's 70 hours we get paid for 70 hours to take care of Ben between the both of us, and but we take care of Ben 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we get.
That is what the state funds and allows every year.
And Ben also is fully covered by insurance for most of his needs. So things like supplies, his food and stuff is actually all covered, so it's great. Someone asked about the Discord.
Yeah, so if you go to narbehouse.com, on the main page, there's links, and there's a Discord server link under one of those. So narbehouse.com.
NARBEhouse.com has all that stuff. So just go
Our
to
social media and
Yeah.
all that, yeah.
So just go to narbehouse.com, go down to Discord. You can click on that link, and it'll get you to our Discord. You have to click on a roll. So it's in rolls, and then you have to click on the little emoji, your little reaction. So
Yeah,
make
the
sure you do that.
directions are in there.
The directions are in there. So if you
Yeah.
guys are interested in joining the Discord, please do.
Welcome in NMC. Ben is
NMC.
cool.
Ben is cool. He's playing
Same with Nancy.
So if you guys just joining us, you're like, where's Ben? Ben is right over here. He is playing a baseball game. He got sick of us. So we are just kind of ending the stream. We usually are going to be ending the stream on the couch, hanging out, answering some questions. Ben only has so much attention for this stuff, or energy for this stuff. So usually when we do these live streams, how it's going to work is Ben is going to answer some questions with however much energy he has that day. It differs day to day. It's just depending on the day. He answers some questions. We play a game or do something with Ben. It might just be web searching videos or something. It's whatever. And then we do something else. We answer questions. Nancy and I will answer questions with Ben. And then we'll come over here when Ben's done, and we hang out and talk to you guys and hang out just for a little bit. So yeah, if you guys are interested in more of Ben content, Ben has his own YouTube channel called Beamin' Benny. So it's like Beaming Benny, but it's without the G. So Beamin' Benny, all one word. I think there's a link also on our website to Beamin' Benny. You can see all this
It
stuff.
might not be.
Yeah, we put out a
We're
couple
going to
videos a
redo
week.
our website soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we put out a couple videos a week about Ben. We just put out jokes and Ben answering questions and silly stuff. So it's just stuff Ben wants to do that we have fun with. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, go check it out. We also have some Beamin' Benny shirts. Ben wanted his face on a t-shirt.
Oh,
So we don't advertise it, but there's been a couple people who bought a t-shirt. If you want one, go for it. Ben always thought it'd be cool to have his face on a t-shirt. So he has a few of his own t-shirts. We wear them whenever we go out. And yeah, it's just fun. Ben's our celebrity. So we treat him like a VIP wherever we go.
It's not a moneymaker in my country, but it's great that the state stepped in, as I say. Yeah. It's a great program.
We are very fortunate to live in a day and age where we are okay. Our needs are at least met, and we're able to do the stuff we need to do with Ben.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry too much. We obviously, we're not millionaires for sure, but we have to budget accordingly, like anyone has to do. And it's more important that Ben has a stable, good life.
Yeah, we're in a good place. Yeah, we're okay.
So.
All right.
So it's already 12:30. So this is great.
Wrap it up, but we'll be back on Monday. So we try to stream Mondays and Thursdays on YouTube
10
and
a.m.
on
Eastern.
Twitch. Instagram, I think we'll try to do once a week, and TikTok once a week.
Yeah, we'll alternate when we do it. Mondays
Yeah.
will probably be TikTok. Thursdays will probably be Instagram. So.
Yeah, but if you want to join the conversation, we read the chat from YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have those on our screen. So if you guys want to join us on YouTube or Twitch, please do. Also, we're going to start editing some of our long form streams. Maybe not every single one. I don't know. It depends on what happens. I'm going to try to do it with this one to make a more condensed, 30, 40, 1 hour long video that just kind of gets to the meat and potatoes of what we did during the stream. And I'm hoping more people will want to watch that stuff. It's hard for us as full-time caregivers and people who are doing a lot of other stuff to edit videos. We try to be on top of the content, but we only release one video a week that's edited, maybe 2 videos a week that's edited. And it's becoming a lot, so we decided to start live streaming to kind of, get you guys a glimpse into our life. People who want to come hang out with us, come hang out with us. And we figured maybe if we edited the live streams, it would make things a little bit easier since we'll be live streaming anyway. Because we can live stream 2 hours, and that would be great. And it takes way longer than 2 hours to edit a long form video. You're talking about shooting a video, editing the video, adding music, and blah, 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 blah. So it just takes a long time.
Yeah, a lot of you guys know content creating is a lot of work sometimes.
On top of caregiving and all the other stuff we're doing. So it's not always easy. I would love to be a million people, but I can't. So
you try.
Yeah. Plus his software, editing his software, it's a lot of stuff. I do a lot. So Nancy does a lot too. We both do a lot. So we're just hoping these live streams, you know, it gives people a glimpse in what we're doing. Since we're getting like a lot of followers from our shorts, it's really cool. So maybe a handful of people from the shorts will come in and hang out with us, and we love that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'm going to go shut the stream down, hang out with Nancy for a minute.
We're going to be back on Monday. So we try to stream Mondays and Thursdays. Please check out narbehouse.com if you're interested in following our other social media. And if you want to join our Discord link is also at narbehouse.com. We are going to, be back on Monday. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.